There it goes.
And we're going to go ahead and transition over, and we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All Blue Box fans, thank you so much for being with us today. And sorry we were just a minute or so later than... Actually, we're actually right on time, but I'm trying to start early, so I'm going to call it a minute late. But thanks for being with us. You didn't get your normal run-up stream today. Slobs, being a little bit fun with us, but I think we've got everything working. So let us know if you're not hearing proper audio. And we're going to do our typical around the room, just quick checks, and do our quick summary of last week, and then get straight into today's session. So again, thanks for being with us, and we're excited about today. It's some fun stuff that's about to happen. We've got some interesting scenarios that develop by virtue of some perhaps questionable player decisions that were made last time. But they have actually created a kind of an opportunity for us to enjoy some fun role play. So let's go ahead and start with a quick mic check, and we're going to go around the room. I'd like each of you to introduce your player, give us your class, your level, your race, and then anything else you'd like to tell us about your player. Let's start with you, Irda.
Alright, I am Irda Leonrul. I am a level 8 Asmar Skald, and let's see. Oh, I am currently running through the city trying to find help for my poor friend Solomon.
Solomon, we're going to go ahead and free you from your flesh to stone for just a moment, so you can go ahead and speak to the audience.
I am Baron Solomon Frost. I am a level 7 human cavalier, and I am currently a statue. So
you both sound great, and hopefully everybody else is hearing them as well as I am. Go ahead.
I'm Ixindatrix. I'm a level 8 alchemist, and I'm the one that caused Solomon to enter his stony state. So.
I'm Captain K, Colonel of the High Seas. Lost me ship. I'm a swashbuckling level 8 pirate, and I need some rum.
All right, and Irda, were you having trouble hearing her, or because you?
Yeah, I was having trouble hearing her.
I'm not sure.
Okay, sounded okay to me.
I don't know if it's just my headset or what, but things sound quiet.
Well, I rarely have to turn Cade Cardinal's mic up, so I'm somewhat hesitant to do so. But if I have to, I will. Oh! Hey, thank you so much. We appreciate that, and that's a fantastic. Hang on here, let me switch over to my views. And we appreciate all of the support from our viewers, and all the audio sounds good to me. So, Cade, let's hear you one more time.
I'm Captain K, Cardinal of the High Seas. Can you hear me now? She can't. She can't hear me.
I can hear you. You're just quieter than normal.
Okay. All right. Well, are you sure yours is on all the way?
No,
Yeah.
Pat66 said everyone's fine, so it's a setting that you turn down in your computer.
Pat said he hears everyone fine.
Yeah,
okay.
I can't hear anything in Zoom right now, so hold on.
All right. Let me
It
make
could
sure
be a
nothing's
Zoom
muted.
thing.
I
Nothing's
don't know what's
turned
going
down.
on.
That's
My
the
Zoom
main.
is completely muted.
Your Zoom is completely muted? Okay.
Yours might
Alright.
be doing the thing that mine does sometimes. where
I
it just-
can hear you now.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can hear
Okay.
you. For some
Yeah, there was
reason,
nothing-
my sound was completely gone in Zoom.
Oh.
So
Yeah, Zoom will do that every once in a while. Thank you for being patient with us. Thank you for our viewers. Hey, Pat66, good to see you, sir. Always appreciate you being with us. And so I think everyone's sound is good. Let's go ahead and go a quick word to our sponsors. Thank you again to Dragon Crafting Guild. We shout them out every week, not only for their dice trays, but the other cool stuff they do, like this amazing custom DM screen with the DCG logo in it as well. We've got some neat setups and scenes today from Nerdcraft HQ. We have our typical Atris minis, and then all kinds of new community stuff. So you've heard me talking a lot recently about Lord Gusumba and the entire Greyhawk community, which we are really excited to be getting integrated with. Greyhawk is something I grew up on back in the late 70s and early 80s. It was the original game world for D&D. And I haven't played it in like 30 years, and there is this incredible community out there around the game, and I think it's a fantastic thing for us to be a part of. If you think about Blue Box, the whole idea behind Blue Box is really enlivening and supporting old school role play, what I call OG or original geek D&D roleplay, and you don't get any more old school than Chainmail, Greyhawk, Arneson, Gygax, fantastic community for us to be involved in. Along with that, there's some really exciting announcements that we're going to have coming soon about an upcoming con associated with Greyhawk, and that's going to be coming announcements here in the next few weeks, so I'll just kind of tease that a bit. But thank you to all of those folks, including Christoph, Anna Meyer, Lord Gusumba, Jay Scott, incredible people. We're really, really happy to be a part of that community. All right, let's quickly go to what happened last time, and I know we struggle with this every week, but let's try to keep it to 2 minutes. All right, who can tell me what happened last time?
Irda, the floor is yours.
All right. So last time we decided to attempt to climb the tower after all, and collectively managed to make our way up the side of the tower with a little bit of help from Song of Strength and a mutagen for the sake of Solomon not falling off the side of the tower. After a series of pretty decent rolls, we managed to make it all the way up with Ray holding my flute so that I could continue playing my Song of Strength. And Ixen used his wings to fly up the side of the tower. We got to the top, continued onward, found the body of the woman who had been killed, and then we made our way all the way to the top, saw a woman tied up, or who appeared to be tied up, and a large creature was flying toward the tower, which turned out to be an illusion, and the young woman dropped her disguise and appeared as a serpentine humanoid creature, female, that we engaged in combat.
I'll bring her back up on the screen here for the viewers, since we only got to see her a little bit last week. There is Zanisha. You can continue. Go ahead.
All right. So we fought her and had to deal with the occasional save against some petrification. And then when the fight continued on, there were several injuries incurred on Solomon's behalf, and Ixen managed to finally defeat her in a glorious flask-filled attack, and she crumpled with a hole through her chest. Then there was a lot of body searching. A mask was found, and a spear.
A fateful mask. Oh, that mask.
Not Solomon's favorite.
And then after that, we kind of decided to start moving back downward to get off the top of the tower. And Irda wanted to take the body of the woman who had been killed back down so that she could receive proper burial rites. And everybody else was like, just leave her here. And then Ixen decided to experiment with his new mask that he had on him, and managed to turn poor Solomon to stone.
At which point, I don't know if you mentioned already, I tuned away for a second while I was checking the settings. Cade had rolled Zanisha's body off the top of the tower.
Oh.
Yep. And she's splattered on the ground.
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
In a possibly wise, possibly horribly misguided effort to show your innocence. And I will say that Cade was successful in not crushing any of the townspeople, which was an important part of the effort. At which point, of course, Irda, as she mentioned at the beginning, she sprinted downstairs, took off into the streets in the evening cool of Magnamar, while Ixen and Cade stare at the statue, which is now Solomon. So with that, Does anybody have any final questions or clarifications before we begin? And again, thank you to all of our viewers. And yeah, the prank did go very badly.
So is it like everything that I had turned to stone, or is it just like my physical body?
Everything.
All of
Okay,
you.
cool.
Yeah, so your blades, your armor, you are one gigantic statue.
So is he losing more weapons? He loses weapons like I lose goblins, so.
Like you use pretty much every familiar that you have. All right, so we're going to go ahead and kill the ambient music. We're going to start the game sounds, and we're going to begin. We have a split party. So, never a DM's favorite, but can be fun, and hopefully not split for too long. But we have, as I mentioned, we have Irda rushing through the streets to get help, and we have the two of you standing atop the tower still with Solomon. And so we're going to start with Ixen and Cade, and let me bring up the appropriate sound. 1 second here, and there. All right. So, you hear Irda rush off into the night, and you see the stillness of Solomon sort of floating before you. Hang on here.
Are we inside the...
Yeah, you're still in the clock tower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I may have to reboot this cam if it freezes up one more time, so we'll test that. It's happened a few times now, and it's not just Zoom, it's something happening with the cam, so we're going to watch that. But yes, you're still in that tower.
Well, he's looking very good as a statue.
Yes, I agree.
I could drag him out into the
Do what?
courtyard
And do what?
and just have the people stare at him.
No, we don't need the people to know that our friend was turned into a statue.
Good point.
So, just last quick mic check with Solomon's kind of quiet voice. Are you guys hearing him okay?
Who? He's not talking.
With Ixon?
Yeah, Ixen, I'm sorry, Ixen, yeah.
Like, he's really quiet.
I was like, wait a minute.
Solomon is in
I'm
fact
so
very
used to
quiet.
picking on your voice, Solomon. That's it. Were you guys able to hear Ixen okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
All right, look around for my pigeon. Parlay! Parlay! And I call out for my pigeon.
All right. Ixen, you see Cade goes walking back out on the balcony into the night, screaming for his pigeon. Are you doing anything else?
No, I'm just waiting for
Okay.
Irda.
All right, we're going to switch to Irda, and we are going to drop to our nighttime setting here and bring up. All right, so Irda,
Yes.
as you're bustling through the streets, you see a surprising amount of time passed while you were in the tower. It's gotten to be a bit darker, and you ask a couple of townsfolk in a rush, help, you need a priest.
Got to meet to any sort of cleric or temple or so. I'm looking for assistance. It's dire.
And so you as you stop an elderly woman, she tells you that the Temple of Desna is the nearest. It's in the Keystone District, so you don't have to go all the way to the Temple District, and that there is a priestess there who can help with healing. She recommends you go that direction. So it's just kind of
All right.
still heading through the slums of Magnamar to get there.
All right. Well, I will do that.
All right. So as you are rushing through the streets, go ahead.
And I am still playing my song of haste or whatever it's called that makes me move faster. I can't remember the exact name of it.
So the flute in your mouth as you're running down the street.
Song of marching, yes.
Yes. And you can see here on the cam, that's where she's running down the street this way. As you head through the now quieting streets of Magnamar, you can hear the sound of distant nightlife. You pass through these buildings here, and as you move forward past them, let me go to a close cam here. You see a figure leans out from beneath the building ahead of you, kind of limned in the light of the moon at the other end of the alleyway.
All right, I'm going to. Do I see anywhere, like, way to try to avoid this person that's in the shadows or whatever it is?
Sure. So you're between these two buildings that you can see here on the camera. So you turn either side. You look behind you, and as you look behind you, you see another figure steps out from behind you.
All right.
In the shadows. As they surround you in the shadows, the one that steps out first, you hear a gravelly voice through the darkness. You kind of peer with your keen sight. You see a man, looks quite rough, wearing haggard clothing, but he's got a gleaming long knife in the darkness. Even from here, you can make out a jagged scar across his cheek. And he says,
Look, guys, we got us a pretty one here tonight.
I would advise you to let me on my way. It will not end well for you if you try anything right now. I am in desperate need to get my friend some help, and nothing is going to stop me from getting to my destination.
I like the sound of your voice, lass. I think we should go ahead and take her coin.
and then the man behind you says, his voice a little more shrill,
Coin! I've got better ideas for her. She reminds me of the last one. She's got that pretty glowing hair.
Last one.
They start to sort of advance.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and my song is going to change into my raging song.
Ali B said, Ear to watch out, this is spooky. So Irda's song changes.
I am raging now, so suddenly they will see the light that is naturally around me glow much brighter, more intense, and the wings, my ethereal wings that unfurl around me and snap out, and I prepare myself to fight.
All right. The one behind you says,
she's got spunk, just like her. I like these kind.
He leaps forward. Initiative.
Okay, D6.
D6 party initiative. Old school first edition.
6.
Oh, and the woeful 2 for the DM.
Yeah.
Not looking good for his villains.
Down with the DM.
Alright, so with initiative, with me raging, I am going to hold on 1 second so I get my bonuses on here. Alright, I am going to turn towards the bigger one first. And I'm going to attack him with my battle axe.
Okay, roll to hit.
That's 17 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna miss. As you step forward with your axe, he takes the blade, he kind of twists the axe away. He's pretty quick.
Okay.
You hear the other one coming up behind you.
My second attack. Oh, that's much better. That's 27 to hit.
Yeah. You plant your axe squarely in his chest. Roll damage.
Okay. That's 12 damage.
Okay. Thunk! Your axe hits. You hear him curse. He kind of. He tries to spin around with his dagger and catch you from underneath as blood pours from his chest. Go ahead. Do you have something else?
That, and then I using my quick action, I resume the raging song to maintain it.
Okay.
And my armor class currently is a 28.
28.
Just so you know.
All right. So he's quite quick. He twists the knife and tries to sneak past your guard. And that's a hit.
Okay.
So the knife cuts into your skin. He slips it sort of up your side. You feel warm blood run along your ribs. You take 14 points of damage. As the one comes up behind you, he's got some kind of a cudgel. He swings this heavy cudgel. You're just able to dodge aside. It kind of glances against your shoulder, but does not damage you. Initiative.
Okay. 5.
All right, you have it again.
Yes. All right. So let's see. How can I? Oh, I know what I'll do. I'm gonna cast. Where is it? Where is it? Mirror images.
Okay.
So I create duplicates. 1d4 plus 3 per plus 1 per 3 levels. So let's see, I'm level 8, so that would give me plus 2. So that's 4 total mirror images.
All right. Multiple images of you spread out in the alleyway.
All right.
He's still the main one still has you grappled. We're gonna have him. All right, so he is swinging at you. He appears to be centered on you, but as he swipes down, he misses. The other one coming from behind gets momentarily confused. He swings through 2 of the empty images, doing no damage.
Okay.
Initiative.
Okay. All right. 5 again.
You have it again.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try attacking again. That's 28.
That's a hit.
Hit.
That's a hit.
Okay, and second attack. It's 24 to hit.
That hits as well. Both hits.
Okay. Great.
Hey,
And
RDB or
that's
Pat 66, how's the audio sounding with the music, the player voices? Are you able to hear everything sort of balanced?
14.
Is anything sounding too loud?
17 points of damage to the same guy.
Okay. All right, so your axe, thunk! You catch him in the ribs. You feel something crack. He lets out a gasp. You bring your axe back the other way, and whoosh, you lop his head clean off. His body collapses to the ground, thud, thud, thud. As it does so, you hear the sound of sprinting footsteps behind you.
I'm gonna spin around and I'm just gonna kind of at the other guy.
All right. As you give him, he clearly did not need that additional encouragement. He sprints off into the night, and you hear him muttering something about a demon woman as he runs down the alleyway and vanishes.
And okay, so I drop the rage. And I'm just gonna keep continuing on, feeling not exhausted, but just like annoyed that like I am not able to get where I need to go as quickly as I wanted to. So, but yeah, so now I'm going to continue on and keep looking for help for the
All right.
temple.
Good. And hey, thank you again, Camelise. We appreciate that. And so,
Wow.
as you, what's that?
She did it for Irda, not for Kate.
Oh,
Arr.
Camelise giving the nice cheer to Irda. All right, so
Thank
Irda, you rush through the remainder of the streets. You do eventually find the temple sitting right in the middle of the Keystone area. It does still ring in your head, though. You caught it, and that reference to the other one, it still, that seems odd to you. You're even thinking about that as you walk through the doors of the temple. You see it's actually the Scenery's Tower, the Scenery Tower inside the Keystone area, and you see it's a clean, austere-looking tower. You see a couple of Alcoits in robes walk past. One of them stops and looks at you. Yes, may we help you, dear?
I am searching for some assistance. I have a friend who has been turned to stone, and I need some help to restore him, if at all possible.
Turn to stone, you jest, yes?
No, it's quite serious.
A euphemism of your kind, perhaps?
No, it is definitely not a euphemism. It is literally he looks like a statue right now.
Wait here one moment, then, please. And you see he kind of bustles off. He looks over his shoulder at you again as he walks away, like he's a bit suspicious. You wait a moment. A few of the other priests wander by. You have sort of the smell of incense in the air. You hear the distant sound of wind chimes. There is even in the midst of your rush, you feel a peacefulness. And after a few minutes, you see a sort of attractive but stern-looking middle-aged woman, her hair pulled back in a tight bun, dark hair with little streaks of gray. She kind of bustles forward with her robe wrapped around her. She stops in front of you and kind of looks at you appraisingly.
Yes.
What is this you have told my servants?
My companion, he is a warrior. We've been trying to help people in Sandpoint with this mystery that they hired us to solve, and we have come here because our threads led us here, and we encountered this strange serpentine woman creature, and she somehow he got turned into a statue. I don't know. He was fine, and then suddenly he was solid stone. And I am looking for someone who can help him.
Slow down. A serpentine. What do you? Have you been in your cups?
No, I do not drink for much more than to have a meal every now and then. But the point is, I'm as sober as anyone right now, and this is horrifying, and I need some help. And I know of clerics who can help with all sorts of strange ailments, and I thought perhaps someone from your order might be able to help me.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check for me, please.
Okay. Okay, that's 21.
She's kind of, you see, she's looking at you, sort of a piercing look, as you continue to talk about what's happened, and there's a sort of passionate tone to your voice. You see, she stops and she says, "I believe you're serious."
Yes, I am completely serious. I would not joke about something so serious.
Fine. Show me. We must make haste. I have some little experience, but if this is true, the longer one remains in such form, the more difficult it is, or perhaps even impossible, to be saved.
All right. I will, I have the ability to, I have skills with music, and I can make us move more quickly to get back to him as fast as possible.
She kind of looks at you a bit dubiously. Well, fine then. These old bones can use whatever haste can be given them.
Okay, and so I pull out my flute and I start playing the Song of Marching so that we can hurry on back.
All right. You bustle through the streets. We're going to come back now to Ixon and Cade.
Barley! Barley!
As you yell out into the night,
I hold out a piece of bread.
You begin to feel a bit silly. It seems. Oh, hey, and Peacock 85, good to see you. Dark Hour 84, good to have you here with us today. Thank you for the follow, and Peacock. And we're just doing a little old school D&D here, and we've got some interesting things happening with our party. All right, so as you're standing out on the stoop of this tower, shouting out into the night, you waft the piece of bread around, and you realize how silly you look. Even in your, you're quite rum inebriated. You have a nice warm glow about you.
I keep losing my friends.
You start to turn to go back, and you hear, and your pigeon lands on your shoulder.
Huzzah! Huzzah! Did not lose another one.
You hear some celebration from Cade outside, but then you hear rustling, and you look down. You see Irda come running into the tower, and she's got this woman I described earlier, this sort of middle-aged looking woman with the tightly pulled back bun in a robe, and they're staring up, and Irda is pointing. There? What? How can we get up there?
Is my rope still tied to the stairs where I climbed down quickly? Because I didn't think to untie it.
Yep, it's still there.
So what I'll do then is I have a rope attached to some stairs. We can take the stairs up carefully. it'll be easier than trying to climb this from the outside.
Okay. All right. So you have, again, the same bits of remaining stairs that you used to get down. You have your rope. You're now somewhat familiar with this. A couple of checks here. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me for fun. Add your dex, please.
Okay. So that's a 15 plus 3. So it's 18?
Yeah. All right. So, Ixon, you watch this. You see the two of them scrabble up. They come up the rope, and the bits of broken stairs, some pieces of dust kind of fall to the ground. The musty smell of this tower is still kind of overpowering. You're still standing next to these 3 bells that just gently move in the breeze, but not enough to make them sound. And there's, just a little bit of moonlight glinting off of Solomon's stone body. They come scrabbling up the stairs. You hear shouting, Irda, as you get there. And the woman who has on the run there, she told you that her name was Bavalu, and she is the priestess of this temple. And as you guys are talking, getting up, she says, "What on earth is that cacophony?" And you pull your head up and you see Cade capering around, holding his pigeon.
Oh, that's just Cade.
Parley, parley! And I rub his head.
Cade is being Cade. This is. He is the one that is prone to the drink.
Aye.
Just so you know.
So is me bird.
So you see, she looks around. She kind of does a double take at Ixon, but then she sees Solomon, and her eyes go wide. It's remarkable. She steps forward and she kind of puts a hand on the statue and runs her hand along the fine details and lines. How on earth did this happen?
There was a strange artifact that this creature had that seems to cause things to turn to stone or petrify. I am not sure exactly what the terms are for it, because that is not magic that I understand. I understand some, but this is beyond my comprehension.
This was the serpentine woman you mentioned.
She had some sort of mask, yes.
Or these two ruffians thought they'd have fun with it.
What? I'm sorry. What? I'm confused.
There was the mask that she had.
The important thing is now we know what it does.
What does?
No, I'm just kidding.
You wanna see?
She looks up at you, at your head, and you see her eyes go wide, and she gets a pallid countenance. That, she steps forward. That is heretical demonry upon your head.
This is what the serpent woman had.
Yes, I'm going to burn it.
Alright, that's what it did to our friend.
And then we get Solomon the statue.
Solomon the statue!
It cannot be burned. It can only be destroyed. Normally my temple would charge a high price for the magics required to restore your friend. I will do it at no charge, but I will take that mask that it may be destroyed.
Oh,
No.
I think not.
Yes, I think not.
What do you charge for this assistance?
She looks at you, and you see there's a very serious look on her face.
You misunderstand me. There is no price I will pay to allow that to continue.
Then you show us where to take it to get destroyed, and we'll go with you.
I'm not a moral philosopher or teacher, but
No, not at all.
I feel like that breaks some moral and ethical codes to do a work to get a deed in return. I feel like the goodness of your heart should want to make this man whole again, because it would be on you if he doesn't come back. So, because you have the ability to restore him, but you'd be choosing not to out of your own selfishness.
You
Wow,
do
we're just going
realize
round and
things that these rituals that people like priests and clerics cost certain herbs and things to actually use. It's expensive. I understand that much. That is why I want to help if I can by paying you for your time and your materials.
Hey, Captain Redbeard, welcome.
Hey, Captain.
She looks at you and she shakes her head. She looks at Ixon. You misunderstand me. I cannot allow this. She steps back.
Uh-oh. Katala what?
I will gladly heal at no charge. You may accompany me to the temple to witness its destruction, but I cannot in good conscience allow that to continue to be part of our city.
Huzzah!
As long as we can witness the destruction, I am more comfortable with that. I do not want it disappearing and possibly not knowing what happens to it.
I give my word.
I'm sorry, my lady, but I don't really know you, and I appreciate your help, but I must be witness to this.
Oh yeah, so she kind of,
No, I understand. I agree to this, and I give my word it shall be done, and you may witness it. I cannot allow this to continue. What it has
All
done
right.
here, this clearly shows the malignancy. This is devilry at its worst.
Huzzah! You are.
Yes, I agree with you.
I disagree.
What?
This mask is not innately evil. It has no demonic taint to it.
How
You could-
do you know?
Because I have the ability to sense such things. It is, however, quite potent, and
Can I-
just restore Solomon?
Can I
whisper to him,
sense
"We need to
motive
restore
on the priestess?
sure. Go ahead and roll.
That 26?
Here, I'll send you a quick message on what you sense, and then I'll show it to our viewers and ask our other players not to look at it once I post it.
I whisper to Ixon, just get Solomon healed. Don't say anymore. Restore the man.
All right. No one else is looking at the screen. Hey, Captain Redbeard!
Huzzah!
Thank you very much for the cheers, sir. Much appreciated. One for HPC and the DM. Thank you so much. All right, so only for our viewers, not for our players. Let me get that out there.
For the viewers, not us. We can't look at it.
No, because it's just for her. All right.
Alright. Thank you for the advantage.
Very nicely done. Thank you for the
Huzzah!
advantage, for sure.
Me fellow captain of the high seas.
Alright. Yes, I agree to your terms, and I think that I believe you are correct. I do not like this. I do not like anything that can permanently turn somebody to stone, especially in the hands of foolish people.
Arr, I tend to agree.
She looks expectantly.
Me fair
I'm
lady.
sending a text. Hold on. To
Okay.
Me fair lady. She is right.
She looks at you and you see,
Sir, you reek of spirits.
Oh, that's no rum, ma'am. You should have some.
see she kind of wrinkles her face and she looks back.
It appears you are the only one among your company with any sort of scruple or common sense.
Oh, I would beg to differ.
I see an ill look in the eye of your companion. I will heal your friend. I will accompany you to my temple if you are the one to hold that mask.
Yes, I agree to that.
Arr. We need to heal our good man Solomon. Restore his beautiful face. I got your back, Solomon, even when it's stiff as a stone.
Is there anything I can do to help you with this ritual?
It will require some of the strongest of our priests. It is divine energy that can only be used. If you have such, you may aid us, but I suspect it is beyond your ability.
I have some divine energies, but I am not the strongest in those skills. I am fairly new to the healing arts.
Then it's better that you watch. She looks back over and kind of like nods toward Ixon.
It must be done as soon as I hand over the mask to my companion.
Everyone go ahead and roll a quick d20 for me, please.
16?
6. Did you roll?
Oh, yeah. Oops.
Okay, hang on. There's one more message for you, Evelyn.
Okay.
Sorry, viewers, just a second. We got some interesting intrigue that's happening here, but I will clue you in on this in just 1 second. Okay. All right. Again, all other players, Irda can see this. Everyone else look away. Our viewers can see this.
Give me a heads up, Captain Redbeard.
Don't do that. Hopefully you were able to see that. I like bringing the viewers in that way. That's kind of fun. All right. So the priestess, she just watches as Irda goes to collect the mask from Ixon.
And I reach out. The real mask, Ixon?
The priestess looks confused. Cade, you're confused. Solomon, you're dazed.
This is the real mask.
No, I saw what you did.
Well, I guess, Solomon, my friend, I'm very sorry.
What? Oh!
Kermit the Frog is the BG.
Ixon, hand
This
it
is
over!
the real mask, and if it is said otherwise, and I'm being called a liar, then I guess our friend Solomon will face his doom.
So you're so determined to keep a new toy that you're not willing to help your friend.
This is the mask.
It is not.
It is.
Then put it on my face and look at it. Hand it over.
Actual
why would
wisdom from Cade.
Why would I want to be turned into stone?
If-
That makes no sense. This is the real mask, so that would turn me into stone. Why would I want to do that?
Good counter argument.
So
Oh,
you
I
gotta
know!
take this mask.
Then you put it on and I'll look at it. You turn me to stone. I think this woman can unturn me, so we'll peruse it.
Well, that was
that
the
the same as
two of
proving
you
it?
to stone, and
I'll risk my life for my friend Solomon. Hear that? You better hear that in your Put the mask on and I'll prove it.
no,
I'll hold off the
I'm
stone.
not going to do that.
Put it on.
We're wasting time, and I'll
Put it on!
my friend Solomon.
Ixon, put it on.
No,
Yes.
I'm
Ixon,
Well,
the mask. Now.
This is unfortunate. Truly unfortunate. I don't think you understand quite yet that I'm not one to be bargained with.
Do you want? Are you attached to your hands?
Wait, what? Am I attached to my hands? I don't get it.
Wait, what?
Because I can separate them from you if you're not willing to hand over.
Yeah, sorry if you guys didn't catch what she was saying. I definitely understood what she
At
was
that
saying.
moment, I just, I kind of jump off the side and then activate my wings.
Oh no!
All right.
Barley!
I need
Go
you to roll
pluck his
initiative
eyeballs
for me.
out! Can I? Oh, I probably won't listen
Hang
to.
on.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm sorry, Solomon. Did it have to be
That's a
this way?
6.
This is wrong!
All right.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
As he turns to sprint.
No! I grab his leg!
Okay, well, hang on.
I grab it!
You all have lower initiative bonuses than this priestess.
Ooh, she's
She
better.
throws her robes. You see she's got sort of a thin armor underneath, and she casts out a hand. She utters a word, and you see a glowing light flashes out and streaks toward Ixon. Ixon, right as you're getting ready to jump off, you feel something hit you in the back. I need you to make a will save DC 25.
Ixon's going down for real.
Okay. I'm gonna roll this at advantage. No, 22.
You feel, Ixon, you're frozen in place right as you're ready to jump over. Your whole body, not petrified, but held in place. She hit you with a whole person. You see Ixon stops, frozen right at the balcony.
All right. While he's frozen, can I search him for the mask?
Yeah, so you are held for 3 rounds.
Oh,
So-
we can search away.
You step forward. You see the priestess. She comes up behind you. Suddenly now the sleep is gone from her eyes. There's a different look. She looks much more stern and quite frustrated. She watches you and just sort of crosses her arms as you search. You do find that yes, Ixon, which by the way, just sort of OOC for everybody else. He had done a really clever thing, which I love it. I'm not against this at all. It's really good. It's fun role play. What he had done was he had used an illusion to create a second mask, and that's what only Irda made the necessary will save to detect this. Even the priestess, who has a much higher will save, she did not roll well and she did not see it. So that's what happened with that whole role play session there. Irda was the only one that had the high enough score to actually see what happens. You do feel the real mask. You can almost feel Ixon trembling as you pull the mask off of his body.
Okay, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to hold on to it, and step back towards statues of Solomon. So there's some distance between me and everyone else, and then let the priestess know that I am ready to go.
I put parley on Ixon's head.
Well, as you step forward, Ixon is already. Ixon, your limbs come loose, but you were perfectly aware. You know everything that happened. So you're about to jump, but you don't have any momentum. So you can still jump if you want to, but you don't have to. You're sitting on that balcony.
I just jump off, and then I'm gonna activate my wings, and then I exit the tower.
Okay, you see Ixon.
No.
He leaps off. He disappears into the night. The priestess just stands there. What manner of man have you been with?
He is a man who works with potions and tinctures and things. I did not realize how willing he was to sacrifice one of his own friends and people who had fought alongside of him just for the sake of...
What a blimey build rat he is.
I thought he was our friend.
I'm gonna let Parley poop on his head the next time I see him.
Okay, all right. So the woman, she turns. She looks at Ixon now. His Solomon, his frozen statue atop the tower. Even still the wood kind of creaks beneath his girth as she moves up. You see, she stills herself for a moment to calm her breathing. She was obviously very frustrated moments ago, and she reaches out. She begins to pray. You see, she pulls out some sort of dust. It looks almost like it glitters, and she sprinkles it around him as she prays, and she burns some incense. This goes on for several minutes. And then you see as she's praying, she looks up expectantly. And Solomon remains stone, completely still. Her prayers grow more fervent. And she falls to her knees and she throws more of the dust and she prays more fervently. And she calls out, Desna, I call unto you, heal this innocent one. He has been befouled by evil magics. Even his own companions have betrayed him. No fault of his own, I beg your aid upon him. And she prays out again. She looks up expectantly. And Solomon remains stone. Her eyes grow wide.
Oh my!
And her eyes grow wide.
Our good friend Solomon!
She falls.
Come alive!
She begins speaking in an angelic tongue. She cries out with words that you don't even understand. And she grips at his feet, and you can tell she knows This is nigh unto the end. Solomon, I need you to roll a d20, add your con, please.
Just give me a sec.
Can't you roll good
17.
this time, sir?
17.
Please.
Okay. All right. So we have a total DC here of 35. You have a 17. She has an 8 bonus on this, so that gets you to 25. She needs a 10. And as DM, I will use one of my 5 advantages.
Finally, he uses an advantage.
On your behalf. If both of these d20s are below 10,
in the intensity of this moment, Irda's actually going to drop to her knees and start praying to Saturday as well to beg her for help, as she's done before now a couple of times.
Does a pirate
Anytime
praying
that
do
her
anything
friends
either?
have been in need.
does a pirate praying do anything either? All right. As you fall to your knees and you begin to pray as well. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna. This is
What if I pour out a little rum?
Player death is right there in the mix. I'm going to go ahead and roll this out in the open. I don't normally do this, but I think in this case, it's worthwhile. If both of these are 9s or lower.
Oh my
if
gosh.
both of these are 9s or lower, Solomon cannot be unfrozen from
What?
this state. In which case, I will be hoping that he will roll up a new character and remain part of our campaign in some other form. But this is the danger of the game.
Oh my gosh. This is
all right,
horrible.
so
This is horrible.
here we go. Of course, I don't know. Well, I shouldn't ask that. I don't remember if anybody has a fate chip or not.
I do.
Oh my god.
That was a 5 and a 1.
I have a fate chip.
You have a fate chip
I
remaining?
have a fate chip. It's a
Okay.
lesser fate chip.
It's a
but I
minor
have
fate chip. Would you like to? I will allow you to use that fate chip to give him
Yes.
another opportunity roll.
Oh
Yes.
All
my
right.
god.
Yuda, as you cry out to Serenai, you feel it's like the heavens are brass. You cannot be heard. Oh, hey, Greyhawk Mike, good to see you. Also, I saw earlier Lord Gasumba. Happy to have you in as much as you can be in. You cry out to the heavens. You can feel the desperation in the air. The priestess, her voice is growing to a fevered pitch. We give one more chance with the fate chip used.
Fly around!
All fate chips consumed, and
Oh my gosh. How could you roll so horribly?
I don't know.
I don't even know anybody else have a fate chip.
Oh, there were out of fate chips.
Do I know? Do I have one?
I have one.
Give it up.
Well, double 3s, Solomon.
I'll use my fate chip.
Ixon, well, hold on. So we have to roll because you hear
have one.
wailing. Because I don't know. Did you fly away or did you move to the top? Where did you go?
I just flew outside.
All right. So are you hovering outside or?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So you're kind of watching through the window. You hear this. You hear them cry out.
No!
You see Irda drops to her knees. Something is wrong. The potency of this mask and what it has done, it has frozen him to the deepest fibers of his body. Great drops of sweat bead off the foreheads of the priestess and Irda as they pray. Kate is doing something no one understands as he just jumps around with his pigeon flying in the air. And yet Solomon is still completely stone. Do you wish to use what I believe is your only and the final fate chip of the party?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Can you roll well,
Is that a minor fate chip or a major fate chip?
Minor.
It's a minor fate chip, so you get the same thing before. You get one more roll. DM using the third of his 5 advantages.
I don't know how you could be rolling so horribly. Why don't you use my peak one?
One must assume it is fate. If again these are both 9s or below. So for Solomon's final chance.
Oh, what's up?
14.
Only one of them was.
You see Solomon suddenly as his body is
Oh my gosh.
the prayer and he suddenly starts to move.
That mask was powerful.
You see bits of stone breaking off of his body. The priestess falls to the ground. She's completely out of breath.
She actually rolls over and passes out on the ground.
Great mother of pearl!
I push myself up over towards Solomon, and I just throw my arms around his neck, and I just say thank you to Sarenrae. Like, I'm just so relieved that he's okay.
Picking stone off of him! Release him!
Solomon, you are utterly, you are completely confused. You have no idea what's happened. It was just moments ago you were looking at Ixen in his strange mask, and then suddenly everyone is jumping around you and you feel very strange. Every part of your body tingles. You're beaded with sweat. It feels like you've run 10 miles in full armor. You see Cade is capering around with his pigeon. There's a woman you don't even know lying at your feet in a puddle of sweat and tears. And you can narrowly see some sort of demonic-looking figure floating outside the window out in the night.
What happened to me?
Oh, me good man! You've been solid as a rock for hours!
How?
Well, you know what? Ask yourself that question. Did you fool around with Dixon in his stinking mask, huh?
I did not fool around. He put it on.
I think
Do I remember that he put it on without...
And you're like, hey, that sounds like a great idea.
No, because I think you just turned around, didn't you?
Did he? No.
Yes.
Did
I
he?
never agreed to this.
I don't remember.
They all agreed to it.
I was downstairs.
No, y'all agreed to it. Y'all thought it was a great time.
Ixen, what are you doing? You see all this happening inside. You stay outside, you fly away, do you fly back in?
I stay outside.
But your face is still beautiful, Solomon. It's good to have you back, buddy.
It's much appreciated, Cade.
Yes.
Who is this woman, and why?
Well, you ought to be grateful for her. She brought you back. She melted your heart of stone, sir.
You see the priestess, she's still lying on the floor. Her breathing is shallow.
Can I turn and check on her? Make sure she's all right? Does she just seem to be exhausted from the ritual, or does she need healing?
Sure. So go ahead and make a healing check for me, please.
Okay.
Solomon, how do you feel?
Heal. That's a 25.
Yeah, you put your finger on her neck. You feel her pulse is thready, but solid. You're confident that she has just exerted herself beyond her limits and is completely exhausted.
How do you feel,
and
Solomon?
what I'm actually going to do is to help a little bit. I'm going to use my spell kinning and cast a lesser restoration on her, just so that she kind of is okay.
As you're talking to Solomon, you see Irda bends over. She lays her hands on the priestess. A light glow of blue light goes across her body. You see her breathing grows more steady, a little bit deeper, and she sort of stirs.
You look like you could use some rum, Solomon.
I think I could, yes.
I do think so. Let's have a drink to Solomon! Huzzah!
To me.
Solomon, you feel, again, your arm feels kind of stiff as you reach out and you grab the rum. You look down and there's still like dust and little
but it won't be stiff for long.
bits of flaking, something your skin as you rub it off. You quaff the rum, it burns down your throat. This sort of firewire water that Cade drinks.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh, it's good stuff, sir.
that wasn't what I needed.
Oh, you'll loosen up soon enough.
Excellent.
Yes.
Irda, the priestess, she rolls over. She kind of pushes herself. I don't know what happened. It was so strong. You said he was just rendered this way, but hours ago?
Yes, it was. I mean, there was the time that it took me to get down to the tower, to you and back. It was basically I left as soon as it happened. I think.
As you're talking, she sees that you're holding the mask, and she kind of pulls away from it. Keep that thing away from me. It must be destroyed immediately. She kind of staggers to her feet. She looks over at you, Solomon. She says, "Young man, I don't know what transpired this night, But I know, absent the will of the gods and the aid of your friends beyond what could have been asked for, you would be as dead and as still as stone for all your days. You should thank Desna and Serenai and all the gods that you can speak to.
I will. Thank you.
Huzzah!
And Solomon just kind of sits down and stares emptily into the floor.
Huzzah, good lady. Thank you for bringing our friend back.
She nods, almost like she notices you. Every time you speak, you see she kind of like turns her nose away at the scent of the rum on your breath.
I need Erda to clean me up a bit.
So she starts to look. Can we be off at once? Back down these stairs?
A pirate's life for me.
And I'm just going to turn to Solomon and say, are you all right?
I just have one question.
Yes.
Where is Zixon?
You don't want to know at this point, sir.
So
I think
the
I
priestess
do.
has not noticed Dixon. I thought I had said Cade did. Cade, did I say you saw him outside already? Let's go
You
ahead.
said we saw.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and have Cade, Solomon, and Irda. I already made my roll. The priestess missed it. And do a perception check for me, please.
Okay.
13. Arr, do I have good perception? That's a 20 actually.
Perception.
Do I see him?
This is
19.
16, so that's a 22.
Yeah, Cade and Irda, you can see out of the window the dim form. You recognize this winged form that Ixon can take, and he is sort of hovering outside the window, looking in.
Oh, why, Solomon, he's outside our window, but I'll tell you this much for sure. He was willing to sacrifice you to keep his mask.
Sounds about like Ixon.
Now I don't know what to do about him because I can't trust him. Didn't trust him before. Now I really can't trust him. It's double not trust.
Double untrust.
It's like trust disadvantage, I guess.
The untrust is strong with me. All right.
I don't understand.
I don't either.
Sciencey folk.
He was lying to Irda. Our good lady. Our friend, we thought. He ain't no friend. He was willing to just leave you a little pebble on the beach.
All right, we're doing a quick OOC here for a second. Again, thank you for all of our viewers. We've had some great chat, great content. Thank you for the bits. We picked up a new follower. We're at 294, and our follower goal is to get to 300. I'd like to get to 300 by the end of by next weekend, but it'd be really cool if we could get it this weekend. So if you're watching and you're liking the role play, this has been a little bit more theater of mind. We use a lot of miniatures here. We use battle maps. We use different screens and images, but we also, of course, when the players are doing things that. What button did I just click? Whoops, sorry, wrong one there. There we go. Yeah, that's real theater of the mind. Sorry about that.
He's messing with your minds, folks.
And second, there we go. And if you're watching right now and you haven't given us a follow or you haven't subscribed yet, hold on. We can't do that with my face frozen. That's no fun. Managing multiple technologies. Just Zoom does that every once in a while. Zoom's awesome. If you're watching and you haven't followed, you haven't subbed yet, but you enjoyed the content, we have one question for you.
What are you doing?
Thank you so much, Shane O'Mac. We appreciate the cheer.
Huzzah, Shane.
All right, and we resume the action. All right, so the priestess, she's already hustling down the steps, just looking eagerly over her shoulder, making sure Irda is following. Ixon, Cade, what are you guys doing?
Oh, I'm following and singing.
Following as well.
Okay, you through the window, you see a couple of them catch your eye, but then they just move down the stairs. What are you doing?
I'm gonna follow behind, and yeah, I'm just gonna follow behind.
Okay. You guys get out into the night, and for sake of time again, we'll kind of move quickly through the journey there. You're back out into the night on the streets of Magnamar. You hear the same sort of sounds before, but it is getting slowly quieter and quieter as fewer and fewer people are on the streets. As you rush through the town and down the streets, Irda, it's not long before you pass the body of the man laying in the street that you had slain previously. He's still there, just pooling in his own blood as you run down the road. You hustle past him, and in moments you find yourself again coming through this ward and getting back toward the Keystone District. You see the Tower of Desna up ahead. As you burst through the doors with the priestess, some of the Alcoids immediately, like they're started by the sound of you coming in with such force. You see all of this happening. Do you want to do anything before they get to the temple, or are you just following them all the way to the temple?
Yes. At what position is Cade in the line order?
That's a great question. So I'm going to go, just based on logic, since I did not ask you to put a marching order.
Pigeon is on the leaf shoulder.
Your pigeon is there's no worry for your pigeon. Your pigeon is with you. So you had the priestess at the front, hurrying. You had Irda right behind her. Then you had Cade third. Solomon bringing up the rear, laboring not only from his armor, but this travail that he's been through. He's clearly lugging and struggling, and you see him kind of, they're slowing down a bit for him, but he's lagging, trying to keep up.
Yeah, I'm gonna just slowly follow behind, I guess, for now.
Okay, you see them, they burst inside the temple. As you come in the temple again, it's that scene I just described a moment ago, and the priestess is immediately attended by several of her Alcoids. They come over, you see there's bustling and commotion, and after a few moments, they bring her a flask. She quaffs something back, and you see she sort of sighs and grows a bit more still, and says, "This way. We must see to it at once."
Yes, I will.
Solomon, you come kind of stumbling through last. You feel like you have the worst hangover combined with the lagging effects of a forced 4-day march in a full armor. Every part of your body throbs and aches. You are so exhausted. But you see there, and you don't even know what they're talking about, but they're talking about something that must be done, and there's some urgency. Cade, you see the same thing. Your pigeon he appears to be very attached to you now. He's not moving away. He's staying quite connected. All right, so unless anyone does anything else, she ushers you off into another room. Ixen, do you remain outside the temple while this is going on?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you're following the priestess, Irda?
Yeah.
Okay, Solomon and Cade, what are you guys doing?
Following Irda and the priestess.
Okay, Cade, same? All right, well, they, per her promise, she allows all of you to follow. She leads you through an antechamber into a back area of the temple. You see she's already sent a couple of servants off ahead running. By the time you get to a large wooden door with golden inlay, and she pulls the handles of the door open, you can see there are already there behind the doors. They're all standing around a pedestal. There is a priest that's wearing what looks like sort of a circled helm type of circlet around his forehead. And the priestess, Bavalo, she runs up to him. She has it. She has the artifact.
And I'm going to show it, but I'm not going to let it go quite yet. I'm just saying this seems to be very dangerous and very powerful. And it would probably be best if this was disposed of thoroughly.
The priest behind, he looks over at you. I can sense from here. It must be sanctified. It must be cleansed. Lay it upon the altar. You may stay and watch, but you should all stay several feet back. These are no mean magics to be trifled with.
All right. Can I sense motive?
Yes, you
Just-
can. Go ahead. Oh,
Sure.
wow.
Okay. 18.
Yeah, so, I mean, I can tell you there's nothing I need to send privately. You sense enormous sincerity and gravity in the way this man is speaking.
Okay. I will set it upon the altar then.
All right, you set the mask on the altar. You see Bavalu and the older priest and the two others, they surround it, and soon they begin a chanting prayer. As they're chanting, you see a warm sort of circlet of pale green light starts flowing in circles around. They begin to chant louder and louder and louder. As they do so, you see the mask glows, and then it begins to rattle on top of the pedestal. As it's rattling, you hear what sounds like a strange sort of sound that begins to emanate from it, and it kind of shakes more and more violently, and then a howling sound kind of emanates as black smoke starts coming up out of the mask and floats up toward the ceiling. The priests, they cry out, and as that howling sound dissipates, you see that black smoke just goes up through the ceiling, and then all is still again. The mask lays on the altar. The priests all just stand around breathing heavily. It is done, in tones.
What was that?
Those were magics best not spoken of. How you came upon such an artifact? How?
There was a strange creature, the half woman, half serpent. She had it. She was using it. I don't know, but she had it.
Zanisha.
As you say this, you see one of the alcoites that was standing off to the side leans over, he pulls at the robe of Bavalu, the woman, and he whispers something into her ear. And she looks over at him surprised. I can corroborate their words. Such a creature was found in the streets just outside the Shadow Tower this night. Even in its decimated state, it was clearly inhuman, demonic in nature. A woman with a serpentine body splattered on the cobblestones.
Huzzah, she was splattered. She was terrible.
He nods. The high priest looks at you. He said, how is this? What were you doing there? What was the nature of this creature?
There has been some strange series of murders that have been happening that began, for us at least, in Sandpoint, that led us here to Magnamar. And things to do with Zanisha and the Seven. They're a group that has been doing ritualistic murders, carving Sihedron runes in the chests of the victims. And
Sihedron runes? Are you
yes.
sure?
Positive. I have seen the bodies myself, and all of my companions can attest to this.
We can.
And there seems to be some sort of deep level of corruption amongst the city that we have unearthed, following all of these clues and these secrets. That it is. We do not know who the Seven are, but we are trying to find them and to bring them to justice, because what is happening is horrifying and evil. I cannot even express.
To what purpose? Why was this demonic creature here in our city?
I mean, it seems to all be tied to this.
Am I hearing
These
this like right outside? 'Cause I was
ritual-
like right outside.
Are you trying to?
Yeah.
So think of the structure of the temple. I'm gonna say it's unlikely, but go ahead and let's have you make a perception check. Roll your d20, add your perception to it. Button pushing craziness is right. I'll try to be a little more careful. I gotta remove one of those. Bad spot for it.
27.
So yeah, you're flying around the outside at night. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me as well, if you would, please.
18.
All right, so you kind of stay close to the building.
As I hear that, do I hear that though?
Hear what?
Hear them talking about this?
No, I'm going to tell you in a second. So, you're kind of staying close to the building, trying to, because you could see through the main windows that they had gone somewhere further back. You actually do get to a place where there is what looks like a chimney vent, and it's not burning, and you put your ear to it, and you can just dimly make out the sound. So you have found them and located their voices. I need you to make another perception check. This is going to be a perception DC 22 to be able to make out what they're saying.
I'm going to roll at advantage.
Advantage, okay.
I have 2 more. That's a natural 20.
All right. Yeah, you get it just right. You hear them having this conversation.
I step in.
All right, so you're going to fly because you're listening through a chimney.
I slide down the chimney.
You're going to slide down the chimney?
Is there anything at the bottom of the chimney? Is it burning? Like, do I feel
No,
heat?
I see. There's no heat.
Okay,
There's no. It's
okay.
definitely not burning.
Alchemical Santa Claus.
All right. So
Alchem claws.
as you're talking, and she asks the question about why this creature would be here, you hear a, and there's a little puff of what looks like ash. You look over, there's an inert fireplace you hadn't really paid attention to that sits against one wall. It's a big one. Looks like it could handle, good-sized logs. And thunk, Ixen drops to the bottom of it. You see the Alcoites, they turn, their hands are being lifted to cast spells.
I come in peace. Although I do have something to say.
Say
I point
on!
at the woman.
All right, you point your finger at her?
No, I just... I'm like,
No,
okay.
just everybody calm down. She tenses, and she holds her hand up towards you.
This is why I've always had certain distaste towards religious people as yourselves. I will not harm or intend to harm. But how? In your own city, under your own nostrils, are you unaware of the demonic forces that have been about? When it has been very clear, even the sheriffs know about it. You stuff your noses in things that aren't even remotely relevant. You worry about riches and getting rich, yet you care not for the poor. I have not seen you on the streets once, yet my Cade over here tends to the poor and gives them money. I have not seen you anywhere, and you don't even know of the bodies that have been strewn about, but you care about some artifact that wields power, but this is not innately evil, and you destroy it because you are scared of it. This makes no sense. None. Zero. And you, the hypocrisy out of your words is being mind-boggling. Do you understand me? You are the worst liar I've ever seen. You suck at it, yet you persistently lie at it. And you persistently try to convince us that you are a pirate. I do not appreciate
Giant barnacles, what's going on?
I don't
Around these
understand.
parts?
We are a party, we are a team. This lady comes up and
A
whispers to us
team?
that we have
If
no
we're
idea
a
what...
party, then why did you turn me into a
Sacrifice
statue, Ixen?
I didn't know what that mask did, and I wanted to see, and I made a mistake. That is my fault.
But then
Why don't you
why
sacrifice
would
them
you
for the
not
mask?
try and help me?
No,
You sacrifice
that is where
them.
you are wrong.
Enough! The priest bellows out. I want you to go ahead and roll a d20 for me, please.
What am I adding?
Give me your diplomacy. Oh, all right.
quick interruption of the stream and the tension for MVP comment of the day so far goes to Captain Redbeard.
That needs a t-shirt.
D&D 90210.
What is it?
Diplomacy.
Oh. 20.
The priest, he looks over at Bavalu and he says, "You know this man?" You see she shakes her, she's still got her hand held out to you. He is the one that caused all of this.
Can you turn his tongue to stone?
The priest says, "Why would we turn to stone a tongue that speaks truth in these walls?"
Oh, dear. Salty dog of the sea, what's he talking about?
He says, "How is it that we had no clue this creature was in our midst? How is it that none of my priests knew that demonic forces, Psyhedron ruins? What on earth is happening in our city? I demand answers."
Do you know, well, I imagine you probably do, but have you heard of Justice Ironbriar?
Ironbriar, the Justice
Yes.
Magistrate, well, of course.
He was embroiled in all of this. He was involved. He was part of this conspiracy or
He tried to
whatever
kill
it
us.
is. Yes, he did try to kill us, along with several cultists of this group. They're horrifying. They wear masks of skin and they attempt to mess with the mind, and it seems to go within the very walls of the city, the corruption. So perhaps that's how you did not know.
I must say, I made a nice kill of Justice Ironbriar.
Ever did I mistrust Ironbriar. He seemed to have no concern but lining his own pockets. He was a hypocrite and a malcontent.
Aye.
It's interesting that he has aligned himself with people that ritualistically kill people for being greedy and lining their own pockets.
You say this was in Sandpoint as well?
Yes,
We are the heroes of Sandpoint.
there
Have you
were
heard of
5
us?
people killed in Sandpoint.
I'm sure you are. And do you have any idea as to their aim or who they might strike at next?
We only know what we have learned from various little snips here and there, but they are seeking people who are greedy. Oh, wait!
me? I'm on the
Found
list.
this.
I have a scroll, and I pull it out.
Oh, dear.
And there is a whole list of names that we
Don't
found.
read one of them.
Cade's name was
No,
on this
rats.
list,
Such a...
and
Oh, you did it.
along with several other people as well. And it makes no sense. I mean, I know Cade, he loves gold, but he's not a bad person.
Who doesn't love gold? Yeah, and I'm not a bad person. I love rum. I love witches. I love gold.
And you've been very.
I love to help the poor. I love pigeons. I mean, what's not to love about me?
But yes, and I pull out that scroll, and but yes, there's a whole list of names of people
Lady
that
Azamar,
seem to be
may I?
targeted.
He holds out his hand.
I hand it.
He unfurls the scroll. You see his lip kind of curls as he reads.
The mayor's name is on there as well, or yes, that's right.
Not just the mayor's name. Much of his doings, his whereabouts, his frequented places. They clearly mean to assassinate the mayor.
They have been showing that they mean to assassinate many people through all of the bodies that we have found along the way.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
I will not let you die, Kate. If it comes down to it, I will keep you safe.
Thank
That is
you.
my
I know you're a
that is
good
my
lady.
vow.
And so I am to understand, you have followed this trail all the way from Sandpoint. And it was you, not our magistrates, not the soldiers of Magnamar, and not my priests. He kind of looks with disdain over at those around him who found and stopped this.
You got that.
That is
right.
a very astute observation, sir.
Yes.
He says, he rolls the scroll up. May I take this?
He takes the mask off the thing and he tosses it on the ground. This worthless bauble is for any of you now.
Oh, you can have it. Take it, Ixon.
I would speak with the mayor. I will speak to him on your behalf.
I go and I grab my mask. And I look at the girl with the name that starts with a B, and I say, "Good day." And I walk out.
Would I remember enough of the list like to like have that in my head where it wouldn't be like a like.
Yeah, you got the important parts, the gist of it. You remember the names from Sandpoint. I would say
name's the most important.
you clearly know Cade's name was on there.
Right.
So you have the most critical names that are on there. Yes.
I take one more swift turn around and I look at the girl with the name that starts with a B.
Babalavu?
Babalavu. And I say, I just would like to let you know that I have no moral compass or ethical compass at all. But I have done more for this town in the past 48 hours than you have in your entire existence in this town. And the only reason you were able to salvage my friend was due to my aid that I gave you without you even knowing. So I advise you to not judge people as soon as you see them and to practice what you preach. Then I turn.
You speak lies like common rabble. Be gone from this place, unholy one.
Well, I'm not lying, so you clearly are a bad judge. And then I
Clearly, you're a bad judge.
Boom! You are clearly a bad judge. All right, so we're gonna fast forward this a bit because we're about up on our break, and I guess we are having a giveaway. I hadn't known I was doing a giveaway today, but I think it might have been a fragment of the Cloudbot from last time. So we're having a giveaway today because I can't put it out there and not do it. So I believe we said a custom mini giveaway is what the Cloudbot said. So I will have to draw one of these really cool guys from my store. Yes.
Who won the T-shirt last week? Because we can't ship out of the country right now.
Yeah, that was Alumni.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll notify him. But thanks everybody for being on so far. We've got more action coming up. We're going to do our raffle right after the break. Of course, we do our raffles old school style here on Blue Box. This credit goes to Jordan, the player of Vixen. He had this idea. So when we do the raffle, everybody who has an entry will pick one of our players or the DM to roll a D20 for you.
He's been rolling bad. Don't pick him today.
And the player with the highest roll wins on behalf of the viewer that they are sponsoring. So we're going to do that after the break. But we also have one other question for you. If you're watching and you haven't followed us right now,
What are you doing?
we're at 294. We only need 6 more followers to
Follow us,
300, which we
you
really want to see happen.
scallywags.
And let's see what happens to our intrepid party after the break.
Have your friends follow us too.
Hey, DCG. Good to see you here, my friend. Thank you so much. We'll be right back
All
after
right,
the break.
I got mine too. Ta-da! You froze.
Yeah, I know. I'm fixing it and I'm going to unplug it and fix it for good. All right, we'll be right back after the break.
All right, thank you for being patient through our break, and we are back. We had a couple of things to work on, including potential scene changes, depending on what the players may do. And thank you for being with us. Blue Box, we're having a fun day. Really appreciate all of our viewers, a couple of new followers, and also all the chat. That's been a lot of fun.
I think we got switched. Our views got switched, mine and Solomon.
Yeah, so it'd be easy if, Solomon, if you just drop yourself off and then join back in. That'll get you guys. I'm not sure what that was that Kate was munching on. All right, so for the giveaway today, this is difficult for me. Shane O'Mac, glad that you're kind of feeling better and everybody's back up and around. Hey, C. Carson, good to see you. And I know Shane, typically you've been one of our most engaged viewers, but you guys have had so much going on lately and you've been in our thoughts, you know that, and appreciate some posts on my favorite mascot, Mr. Meeps, the bearded dragon, who is the mascot of Blue Box, unofficially anyway. And we're gonna have to try that the other way, I guess, Irda, because you guys are still switched, so why don't you drop off and pop back in.
Okay.
And while she's doing that, I'm going to show the mini we're giving away today, which is really, really tough for me to do. That worked perfectly, thank you. But, when you say that you're going to do a custom mini, because your CloudBot was not updated from the last time, then you have to do a custom mini. This guy is an incredible piece of custom paint work that came from the Orc's Nest in London. Really hard to see on that cam there. I'm not doing him justice. But he's got full green base grass. He's got this really neat livery with blues and yellow pantalons and this massive two-handed sword. This is a custom paint job brought to you from, boy, what is going on with this cam? All right, brought to you all the way from London. And this guy will be our giveaway today. Really, really sad to see him go. Man, that is like every 10 seconds now. I thought rebooting the camera would do the trick, but that actually seems to have made it worse. All right, so hopefully our...
Oh,
That's what happens when you drop your mic. Can't blame that. So hopefully the cameras will behave, and we're going to go ahead and do our giveaway. And so I'm going to pull up now, see who's in the raffle. If you haven't joined yet, just type !raffle, and you will be entered in. And so we are in our giveaway here. All right, and I see the folks that we have in there so far, and I've got Captain Redbeard, I've got Shane O'Mac, I've got Camelise, I've got Pat66. We're gonna give it. Yeah, it is a really cool mini DCG. I'm not doing it justice on the stream here, but it's a fantastic paint job. He really did a great job. All right. So Shane O'Mac, if he wants Cade to roll for him.
Oh,
All right. Then I need to know who Redbeard,
huzzah!
Camelise, and Pat66 want to roll for you, so that can be any of the 4 players. So just type Irda, Solomon, Ixen, or Cade, or you can type the DM if you want the DM to roll for you. And
Beard to DM.
Is Shane subscribed?
yeah, Shane. Yeah, Shane is a OG sub for sure. Redbeard, I think everyone is a sub. So you're going to get advantage on these rolls. If you're just joining, I know we have a few people that are coming in after the break.
He's been rolling terrible.
And
If you lose, it's on you for not
I got you,
picking
Pat.
me.
here to roll
Got
for
you,
Pat. All right, so I think that leaves only. Do we have Shane? Yeah, we got Shane O'Mac. We got Camelise. We don't know who's rolling for Camelise, so she
Where's
doesn't pop
my
something in. We're going to have Cade roll for Camelise. All right. So here we go. And we're going to start off. We'll go. Let's go in reverse order. So why don't you go roll for Camelise? She's not a sub, so. All right,
Oh,
8.
that's a terrible roll. Sorry, Camo.
Sorry. All right, and then we're going to go to Irda rolling for Pat66.
All right, and he is a sub, so I'm rolling with advantage. 11 is my high one.
Okay. It's
Our rolls are terrible today.
it's looking pretty good. All right, so Cade, you're gonna roll for Shane O'Mac now,
All right, I'm on.
and then I have Redbeard coming up last. 11 so far is the high. Oh, and another bad score, a 7 and a 1. This is looking pretty good for you, Redbeard. The 11 is the high so far, and as a sub, you have advantage. Now, of course, these are the same 2 dice which consistently tried to kill Solomon just a bit ago. So,
All right, so you better keep rolling low, you
Are we
scallywag.
sure Captain Redbeard is the
So they'll probably roll a 20
yeah, I'm
real
pretty
quick.
sure he is.
Well, we need to check
Yeah,
before.
can you double check? Am I wrong? Is Redbeard not a sub?
He is.
Yeah, I'm sure he. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
He
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, sorry for the aspersions cast on your name, my friend. I knew you were.
That's what you
All right.
get for not picking me.
we shall see.
Oh,
The 11 takes it.
my God.
And a 9 and a 6. All right, so again, you rolled for who, Irda? That was
Pat 66.
that was for Pat66.
Well, golly.
Redbeard, man, how could I not get
All
better
right, that's
than
what you
11?
get. I would have rolled better for you, sir.
All right, I'm going to use a DM fate chip. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
All right, so all right, so we're going to go ahead and resume.
Is there like some sort of dice thing in here, man? Our rolls are
curse, you mean?
terrible. Yeah.
a dice thing, maybe a curse?
My rolls have been pretty good.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and resume. And as we do, kill this sound here. And thanks for being patient with us today. We've had a really good time so far, and I think we're going to have a good time as we finish up. And I say it often, and I mean it. I think we have some of the best viewers in the community on D&D. Our chats are so good, the liveliness, the commentary. You guys are just the best, and we are always very, very grateful. All right, so you are in the temple. You are seen to some quarters. Ixen, they actually offer you quarters as well. Do you stay or do you leave?
In the temple?
Do they got nice beds?
You are led to a Spartan but quite nice room, yes.
Any rum?
I go to Solomon. I follow Solomon.
All right, Solomon, you see he's being sort of escorted by one of these white-robed Alcoits, brings him to a door, and it looks like Solomon is like dead on his feet. I mean, he's wavering with weariness, despite all the magics and the healing and things that were given to him. Solomon, you notice as you're about to walk into the room you're being shown to that Ixen is walking behind you.
I go to one of the rooms for the night.
I call out to Solomon. Solomon.
Yes, Ixen.
Well, I don't know if you heard me while you were a stone statue, but I will say it again. I apologize. I had no idea the potency of the mask or what it would do. And I apologize for being so, what's the word? Just brash. A good word.
What if you
for that.
just don't test out unknowingly powerful magical objects on your friends? I have a crazy idea there, Ixen. Just an absolutely crazy idea, not to try out a mask that turns people to stone on your friends.
Well, Solomon, although you do offer a good point, you did, in fact, just say magics. So does that mean all my magics, which would indeed give you good?
No, I mean specifically the ones that freeze me, turn me to stone.
I had no idea what it would
anything
do.
of the sort, actually.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I won't experiment on you again if that helps you out. However, I would like to combat the point that they said that I was going to just walk away from it, and you know me and how many.
So if you weren't going to just walk away from it, then why, when I woke up, were you outside of the window?
The Alcoit kind of sighs. Your room is here. Yours is there if you wish it. And he walks down the hallway, leaving you alone.
Solomon, you have seen me have a heart for people at times, even people I could care less about, including Omen Mance, who I went back and risked my own life to save, and then he clearly wasn't grateful for that. But I will say, I am a bargainer and a negotiator at all times, and I do not have a liking for these holy people. I feel that they're hypocritical, and they take advantage of the poor and of people in need, which was clearly what she was doing right there.
Okay, but then, if you just wanted the mask, why not just hand it to her so that she unstones me and then turn her to stone and take it?
Well, one, I knew that would have caused the
would've been a
problem
terrible
with
idea.
Irda. There would have been a little tussle there. She would not have approved of that and probably ended up fighting me. So I didn't want to cause that. I did think about that plan. Very
I'm
soon. I
just
would
saying,
not
I
have
think-
mind killing her. Now, but what I will say, not Irda, the priest.
Okay.
But I will say, I was this close to keeping that mask and making you whole. I was just biding my time. But then Irda built it against her conscience, I guess, to play along with what I was doing. And at that point, I realized I was no longer of use. Probably wasn't going to help just being in that situation with the woman with the bee standing there. So I decided it best to fly out. However, I will say that when she was failing terribly at what she was trying to do, I did offer some extra aid in your direction to bring you back. So I just want to make this right and say that nothing there was
So
ever
what
putting you in
have we
danger.
learned, Ixen?
Well, I think first off, we've learned that Ixen is not a cold-blooded. He does care for you.
Okay, but more
Slightly.
importantly than
And
that,
not to test unknown magics on friends.
there we go. And then Solomon
What if
goes
it's
into his room.
okay? I just want to clear this up. What if it is a dire situation and I find this random magical object that's shiny and looks like it could have power to bring you
so
back?
shiny.
Do I have? And you're in desperate need.
Okay, but what part about evil mask from an evil snake woman
I didn't.
who uses evil
I don't
magic?
sense evil. From
What
it.
part of that didn't tip you off to the fact that, oh, maybe the mask may not be beneficial.
But now we know how powerful
You're
it
a
is.
smart man, Ixon. You should have realized that.
Think about this. Now we know how powerful it is, Solomon.
Well, not anymore.
Well, I have it.
So
It's been stripped.
It's been stripped?
yeah, did you miss that entire
No, I didn't
section?
know if I thought that's what happened, but
Yeah, like when he tossed it to the ground and told you it was now a worthless bauble, that was probably a pretty good clue. But yeah, like the whole, ground shaking, portals, spinning, smoke coming out of the earth, howling.
I thought it fought it off.
Howling sound. No,
Oh, I thought that's what it was.
no, it was well, at least as far as you can tell, from what they were saying, it was rendered inert. So we're going to switch now to Irda and Cade, just so they know what's going on. And Pat 66, I like that. That's actually well. yeah, that's right. Dragon Copy. He said Solomon's new class. You're now a guinea pig. That's your official class, if you didn't know. And then I love that. Yes, Pat, he did learn not to get caught. That was the main lesson that Dixon took from this, I think. So you're both shown, Cade and Irda, to again these Spartan but very clean, comfortable rooms. To your disappointment, there is only water in a carafe and some light bread and cheese. The Alcoits sort of usher you in. There are actual globes that hang from the ceiling and just seem to be without sort of any flame, casting some light into these small rooms. Are you doing anything before you go to bed, or what are you guys doing?
I'm going to turn to one of them and ask perhaps if I could receive some healing, if at all possible, from the members of your temple.
Oh, if they do that, that would be lovely.
Of course, you will be attended to. I will send someone to your rooms.
Thank you. I need exactly what she said.
All right,
you.
they shuffle off down the hallway. All right, back to Ixon and Cade. I'm sorry, to Solomon and Ixon.
Reach out my
Apart from
hand
healing,
and
or trying to get some healing, I think I'm just going to sleep after being a statue all day.
And as you say this, you see Ixon's hand is extended towards you.
Really good.
I take it. We're good.
All right, you clasp hands soon. Go ahead, Irda.
I was gonna say, I imagine I'm probably within 180 feet of any of the members of the party right now, correct?
You don't know for sure.
Well,
you were ushered down one hallway, and they were taken down a hallway to the left.
I'm going to just try to send a cast a message and see if I can do a message to Solomon.
Solomon, you hear Irda's voice tickling at the tendrils of your mind.
I just want you to know that I'm glad you are okay, and if you need anything, just let me know. And that's it.
Do I know that it's Irda?
Yes, you
would
do.
Oh,
hear
okay,
my voice.
okay. Say thank you.
I go and find Cade now.
So as you walk down the hall, you pass a couple of Alcoits that are ushering to rooms. You see that they're walking and they're performing healing. They look at you. You look fine.
Where's the pirate?
The drunk one.
Yes, that's a better name for it.
They point 2 doors down, show you a room.
Okay, I go in.
You walk in, you see there's actually an Alcoit that's already walked in. Cade, you see someone walks in. He looks kind of bored and tired. I hear you need some healing.
Hey!
All right, hold still a moment. He reaches out and he sort of, in almost boredom, lays his hand on your shoulder. As he does so, you see Ixon comes walking in the room.
What do you want, Dixon? You lying scallywag.
I walk in.
Speak truth, sir.
I wait.
Orders for bathing or parley.
I wait for the guy to leave.
All right, so he kind of stares in annoyance over his shoulder,
Do I have full healing?
lays his hands on Cade. He chants a spell. You see a familiar warm light surround Cade. He does this chant twice, and you are completely healed of all
Oh,
wounds.
I am feeling myself.
Yeah, I should think that you are.
Thank you, sir.
He looks over his shoulder as he walks out of the room. Typical. And walks down the hallway.
Typical.
Oh, should I have tipped him? I throw him a silver.
Cade wants a keel hunt. Ding, 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 ding. The silver piece clatters out into the hallway. You hear shuffling feet.
I don't know what I'm supposed to
That's freezing a lot.
I know it is. Like I don't know. It's it's what I did this week. I said, remember the old days when our biggest problem was that camera freezing, and that hasn't happened in 2, 3, 4 months. Yeah, it is today. You hear a shuffling of feet, a heavy sigh. Ding, 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 ding. Your silver piece comes skittering back into the room.
I thank you, sir. What do you want?
I just kind of, I slowly like grab the handle and like I face the door and like I slowly close it just so like the creaks are heard, and then like where it doesn't make a sound, like I turn the handle, push it open, and then I turn it back as I close it, and then I just turn around, just kind of stare at Cade.
What do you want, you lying scallywag? Speak truth or die.
I wipe off the spittle. that
Sorry.
was so rudely spat in my face, and I say, me, lying.
Aye.
What did I lie about?
Yeah. The mask.
What do you mean?
You created a new one, and then you wouldn't give it to the woman, and you were gonna sacrifice Solomon to be a statue forever.
It's not true. No, it wasn't.
Well, that's what it appeared to be.
Now, I just want to get to the main point here. I heard what you said about me in the tower, and while all those things were false, so they don't really bother me, and clearly I really don't care what you could ever say.
How did you hear me while you're flapping your wings?
I did feel we had a little bit of a loyalty thing that you betrayed, and frankly, it just speaks to the testament of how you are not a pirate. Even more so. Pirates have loyal mates, and you have betrayed me multiple times.
Wait a minute, sir. Yeah.
I am speaking, Gabe.
No, wait a minute, good sir. No, bad sir. Listen to me. I barely trust you. You're my good mate, but I got a little distrust for you. You're not known to be, an upright feller. And then you went and lied to Irda about the mask. I was standing.
You're soft. You're weak.
I wanted my friend
soft.
Solomon back.
No, you're soft and you're weak. You run away. You have no pride. You have no dignity. And I just want you to know, if I ever catch you talking like that behind my back again,
What will you do?
You will not enjoy the consequences. I have forewarned you. And I flip my coat and then I walk out.
I'm just pet Parley. Parley. You're my pal to the end.
You see Ixon flourishes his cloak behind him in dramatic fashion, opens the door.
Parley, don't listen
Stalks
to
up.
the words that man says. And I go take a bath with
Everyone
Perry.
receives full healing. The Alcoids come around, so all damage is healed. The night gets a bit later, and you're all just beginning to fall asleep when you hear
Oh, no.
on your doors, each of you. Urgent knocking.
I wake up. I open the door.
So all of you simultaneously, you see Alcoit standing outside your doors, and they all look in varying degrees of hairy.
It's better be important that you be waking me up at this foul hour of the night.
Silence your inebriated mouth and follow me.
I'm not even drunk yet.
They all beckon to you hurriedly down the
All right.
hallway.
I follow.
Follow.
You're taken through a series of corridors away from the room you were in before. You don't know what time of night it is. You'd all been sort of drifting off into slumber. It's probably, somewhere an hour or two past the midnight. And you're eventually then hustled into a small room. You see a wooden oak table surrounded by chairs. In it, you see two figures you recognize and one you don't. You see the woman, Bavalu, and she sits back. She looks tired, weary from the day. She has her robe kind of clutched about her. You see the high priest that you had talked to previously. He stands, his face still stern. And then next to him, one of the most enormous men you have ever seen in your lives. His girth spills over the chairs. He is covered in opulence.
Like fat?
He has rings on every finger and bracelets that dangle. His balding pate is still neatly greased and coiffed back, even at this late hour. His hair on the sides is neatly covered
He's
back.
gotta be the one of the ones on the list.
And he
I don't like him.
he sits in the chair as you come walking in. He looks you up and down. And, oh gosh, that camera is going to be the death of me. He says, well, these are the ones you spoke of, priest. And
Is this the mayor?
nods over and looks at them. Are you asking?
Yes.
So ask.
Is this the mayor?
I see you recognize me. I am indeed. I am Lord Mayor Haldmir Gorabarus. And I understand I may...
I get it
as
now.
difficult as it may be to believe,
I
I
completely
may in fact
understand.
owe you a bit of thanks.
And don't, sir.
Well, I mean, compensation, possibly.
He fiddles with the bracelets on his hand.
I appreciate your interest in the finer things in life. Whatever you are. Pirate, I guess. But tell me more. Why would my name have been on this document?
Solomon starts chuckling under his
I
breath.
kind of chuckle as well.
Irda just kind of slowly scans him and says, I couldn't possibly
D&D
think of
boss
why
fight is
your
right.
name
I-
might be on this list.
Have
No
absolutely
idea.
no reason, Lord Mayor.
None.
Not one.
Makes no sense.
He's
Puzzling.
he looks confused. He says,
I don't take your meaning. They are seeking to hurt men of power. I must take it. It is.
No.
It's my wealth they're after.
No.
They seek
I'm
my
not sure
wealth.
it's
No.
power,
No.
sir.
No,
I
they
think
just-
it's
No, it must be. It must be.
something else.
No, I can tell you exactly what it is. If you want to know, if you can handle the truth.
I think I have quite the word of it as well. You'd seen some others.
Well, that's your fate to handle, and I just kind of wave my hand like that. You can be in charge of it.
Precisely. Yes.
Yes.
Well, we agree.
Yes.
So there were others that there was something being.
You see Exit just fools, and he takes a swig of some murky brown stuff that you have no idea.
the priest says, the mayor says,
I guess, priest, you said there was a ritual, bad things being done to the what?
the priest looks at you. Tell him what you told me.
These ritualistic murders of men and women, I suppose, of, well, greedy
Sir.
people. Hoarders of wealth.
Wealth. I knew it. See, they seek my wealth.
no,
That's
no,
what
no.
it
It's
is.
not just wealth, it is hoarders of it. And with shady dealings.
Oh, well, good. That they should be dealt with shady. That's it.
I'm just saying, sir, it's a good thing you have all those
on
rings
this
on.
as possible. Sir, it's just who you are, honestly. And it's your mindset towards money. You've been rubbing at your hands this entire time. You care about money and wealth way more than even the care of your people. And I think that's what they see in you. And that's why they want to end you, frankly. And if you heed our advice, you may be able to avoid a 7-pointed star being carved into your chest and your innards being ripped from you, as they've done to so many people. This is just a warning that because we care about you and we are concerned for the town of Magnamar. So this is not said out of, like, obviously, your lordship, I bowed my head, like, slightly, but it's kind of sarcastic, and I say, but this is your warning, and I should have not even warned you, as you were a little bit disrespectful, but this is the truth of the matter, and that is where we stand.
And good sir, for the right price, we'll keep you safe.
Only for a very...
Well, for the right price and a tone down in the hubris, I would say.
I'm going to give a pass on the somewhat nastiness of your tone.
I don't mind him. He's always like that.
I clearly I'm in your debt nonetheless, and
Looks like it's going to take care of itself anyways.
Excuse me, a bit of gout. I must.
Seems he likes to overindulge in things besides money. I say that under my breath.
Yes, it seems as though he's going to take care of itself, Solomon. Honestly, I say under my breath as well.
But these things always have a way of taking care of themselves. You're right. I would.
You're messing me up.
Priest, I thank you. This is a good service that's been done to me. I will speak with them again. Bring them to the square in the morn. Yeah, that'll be good. Bring them to the square in the morn.
Unless you want to die.
What?
Such an open place.
Not the square. You will be dead by the time you even get to the square.
I thank you for your concern, but
okay,
I think
I don't care at this point, honestly. If I see him with
betwixt my gods, who are the finest, and clearly those of you who are after my well-being, I'm quite confident I will be safe.
Actually, no, I don't care at all at this point anymore.
He kind of pushes his girth back away from the table as you're talking. He's almost.
I would not place too much faith in your guards.
I mean no offense, miss, but you're a woman. What do you know about guards?
I say we just kill him now.
I don't like this man.
I just think you should know the very head of your guard, the Justice Ironbriar, sir. He was part of this.
Oh, I know where he is, sir.
Well, we killed him.
He was part of this whole plot.
What?
Whoa.
And if it comes down to it, and with how you're acting towards us, and frankly talking to my partners, I would suggest you tone down the hubris quite a bit, as you are in actually grave danger here, and I don't think you're taking the situation as seriously as you should. Obviously,
perhaps you don't desire my largesse then. I thought to honor you tomorrow, and with much gold as well, but perhaps these things, in your high and mightiness, they don't mean anything to you.
No.
Don't listen to him. We want to be honored with lots of gold.
Isn't it ironic that the man being targeted for his greed is inviting us to a public display of how generous he is with his wealth?
Precisely.
Flaunting his wealth, one may say, in the
that
square, a public place where who knows how many people will be there, who knows who will be there.
And wouldn't that be the
assassins.
perfect setting to for the seven to make an example of one who practices greed? But honestly, I'm here for it. So if I see him on a spike with
Lord Mayor, we are not declining it out of being so high and mighty. We just think that there's a better place for it to happen.
You don't understand how things are done in Magnamar. You are clearly in small town. Sad point.
You mean how things are done in Magnamar, which your people have been strewn about?
Every city has its issues. It's not uncommon. I will be in the
worse
square.
than me.
If you wish to receive benevolence for what you've done, and you can be there, and perhaps we can speak more. If not, then suit yourselves. He kind of waddles himself out of the room. He looks over his shoulder, kind of shakes his head at the priest, shrugs, and closes the door. Waddles off into the night.
Maybe the Seven is onto something. Maybe we should join them.
But my name's on the list.
Erasing the scum of the earth. Maybe they have a point with that.
Why wouldn't you be on the list?
Hey, 2 DMs, good to see you. Everything's going well, and thank you. I had a lot of fun.
Because at least I'm a genuine person and authentic, and I don't have multiple layers to me that people have to uncover.
The priest stands up. I can assure you, while I understand that Garabas is in fact a greedy and sometimes petty man, I have found him to be one good to deal with. You do as you see fit. You may stay here for the night. I want you gone in the morning. We have work to do in this city, I can tell.
Don't you think it's a bad idea to meet in a public square, though?
It seems
When
to
his
me...
name is on the list of people to be killed.
It seems to me, and if I know anything of Grabarus, when his mind's made up, he likely will, whether you're there or not. But if
He
it's
is a
just to
fool.
proclaim his own goodness for having slain this creature, he will claim credit for it.
Oh, we can't claim credit. Oh, we must. Well, are we trying to save the people on the list? Then we got to go.
So if
The mayor, the priest, I'm sorry, it's been a long night. Do what you choose. Go, don't go.
What do you... what do you plan... What is your plan on helping with this situation with the Seven? I feel like we should be in direct contact with each other to further investigation and progression of the case itself. As it just does seem you're saying, get out, don't talk again. I feel like that would stall the progress, and perhaps we would bump into each other and inhibit each other's progress as well.
To answer your first question, I have some research I need to do. There are some scribes, some scholars. Speaking of Thessalonian and Sahedran runes, this gives me great disturbance. If you have questions or findings, you may return here or speak with Bavalu. She is a fantastically loyal and diligent member of the temple. As it is now, I must seek my own means. If we cross paths again, so long as you are on the side of right, we will be on the same side. He closes the door and he walks out.
Here's what I think. If the mayor is going to go to the square and make a public declaration about how he killed the evil creature in the clock tower,
That we
that will
killed.
bring the Seven right to him.
I was thinking the same thing as well. But
So I say we go, we don't let him know that we're there, and if they show up, then
let them kill him and then we intervene.
But we need our gold, don't we?
No, he has plenty of gold on his body. He's a pretty big man.
Perhaps we don't let people die, but we use him to find the bad guys for sure.
Oh,
This is the great
the mayor
good.
seems like
oh,
he
lure
would
them
be
out.
an easily easily influenced
Irda,
individual.
Yes, Kate.
don't you have that one thing that you can make somebody look like another? They're same
Oh,
person.
yes.
What
Yes.
if we did that with him? And
And-
the Seven thinks it's him, but he's somewhere else.
We could do that. We could disguise one of us as
That could
him.
be very tricky.
A large
I
bait.
think.
What do y'all think?
No. Because
I can only do that to myself.
No, not on her. On the fat guy.
What do you mean? I know.
I can only
You
use
would-
the altering spell on
You're
myself.
You're
Oh.
saying, wait, alter the fat guy to look like who?
Himself.
Why would we alter the fat guy to look like himself?
It's at this point you know Cade has had too much to drink.
No, don't you all understand?
Why Why would you alter the fat guy to look exactly like himself?
To lure the 7 out, but not really kill him. They kill the...
It's still him.
It's still him.
It's not a displacing image.
Okay, then I'm very confused as to how these spells work.
The idea would be
that is-
possibly for...
I'm going to choose to believe that is not, in fact, player not understanding, but that is some excellent role play of Cade right there.
Role play.
All right, so let's move on. It is now the next morning. You've all gotten a full night of rest. Per my earlier reference, you each have all of your hit points back. You've been fully healed. You awaken refreshed. As soon as you step out of your rooms, there's a light breakfast that's waiting on a tray for each of you. Some bread, water, a bit of juice, some cheese, and some light meats, which you can enjoy. You see no sign of the high priest or Bavalu, but the Alcoits are there ready to usher you out.
Hi, good morning. 'Tis a good morning. When shall say?
It is a morning.
Oh.
It's been an eventful past few days.
You find yourselves
Yes.
sort of ushered to the antechamber where all four of you come together again.
Parlay.
And you
What?
see...
Oh,
you see...
Barley the pigeon.
Yeah, Parlay has picked up some of the bread as well. You see Ixen, Cade, Irda, Solomon, all of you. Solomon looks much better today. Healthy color has returned to his face.
He's not looking so stiff.
And there has been a suggestion from Pat that you would be clear on these spells if you just drank a little bit more rum. So you're back in the antechamber now. You see sort of morning light streaming through the windows and the door.
Well, do we
So-
go and see if we can stop this fool from getting himself killed? And at
If we
least see if
do,
we can
need
root
to
out these...
disguise
I don't
ourselves.
think that's the goal of this. I think it's to get our money and go on. If he dies, he dies.
Yes, but if we were going to stop other people from being murdered, if we can at least root out these criminals, we
Ixen,
can
think
stop
about
them.
this. Think about the debt that the Lord Mayor would owe us if we save his life.
We could even have
I
bigger
find-
statues made of us.
Though
Ah!
I do love my gold, only one thing I get more satisfaction than gold is that is people who have done me wrong or disrespected me in any way get what they deserve. And frankly, and being overly cocky in their approach to their own safety. So that would make me very happy in the most respectful way possible.
I
what do you
don't
do?
think he should die. I'm with Theodore on this one.
If nothing else, to keep Cade from getting killed would be my preference. So if we can...
Huzzah! I am
Yes,
with
Kate.
Irda on this one.
So if we can find these people who are coming after him in the middle of the square because this guy is a pompous fool,
Jerk.
then perhaps...
I felt you filter through several expletives there a moment. Just really quick. That was well done.
Barnacle. That's what
Was it his dismissal of any female's ability to commentary on his guards? Was that what got you there? I'm guessing that probably didn't help his situation.
that might be a little bit. But yes,
By the way, that's role play, guys. That's not actual DM opinion. All right, that's just me playing a character. All right, go ahead.
That is... clearly he is determined to put himself in the line of danger, so if nothing else, we can gain some
Danger
information.
befalls him.
Perhaps trap some of these people. That would be my preference. Stop them from hurting anybody else, because you learn nothing dead. These people who are
Wise.
wrong These people who are wrong may learn the error of their ways eventually, but they cannot do that while they are not alive.
Can somebody who carves stars into people's chests learn
Well,
and return from the error of their ways? I
I don't mean the brothers. I mean the names on that list.
Oh, yes, I can change my ways.
Yes, kid, that is the idea. But if you are dead, you cannot.
oh,
You are learning. You will get there.
what if they see Cade there as well?
Oh,
Are you going to leave?
maybe I need a
I'll quit
Yes,
walk by.
shortly.
I
Maybe I need to dress
remember-
differently.
Fine.
I do remember yesterday, Solomon, that you and I were discussing perhaps seeking out the blacksmith. Should
Maybe
we
I
go
should look. Or maybe I should look different.
before you got
Yes.
turned to stone?
Before I got turned, lots
Yes.
happened.
Yeah,
Yoda.
a little bit.
You understand.
But would you like to come with me? I am desirous to get my axe better handled.
Yes, I will come with you.
All right.
All right. So what is everybody doing?
Solomon and I want to seek a blacksmith.
Okay.
Yes.
I get a change of clothes so I look differently. A robe. Let me get a
How
robe.
long is it until this
I don't want to get killed.
spectacle is supposed to take place?
He mentioned the following morning.
So the morning. Okay, so the blacksmith can wait. I think.
Yes.
Let us head towards
Wait.
wherever this is
We need to.
happening.
I need to get a change of clothes before I head out there because I'm gonna get killed.
I have an idea.
Yes.
Before we go too far, I do have the ability to cast prestidigitation,
Does that
I
change
have
what I look like?
brown coat that I throw over my armor.
and
You kind of conceal yourself, Solomon, with this large. You're still a pretty imposing figure, and the bulk of your armor, you're not exactly going to blend into a crowd, but it does, sort of dampen the shine and makes you a little more inconspicuous.
I'm going to cast prestidigitation on Cade, and not only am I going to clean him thoroughly, I'm going to kind of use it just to make him look nicer than he's ever kind of looked on a regular daily basis.
All right, so
Just enough that the ability of the spell has, because it's limited, but
sure. All right, so Cade, as you hold still, Irda, she looks at you, and you see she does something sort of familiar. She waves her hand, and as she does so, you feel your garments kind of clean and stiffen. Your hair quaffs back. It looks like you're clean shaven. The robe that's on the screen right now no longer looks the same. This is a dashing Cade Cardinal.
Well, we should go to the tavern now.
So we should start walking that way. Cade does not wear a cloak, does he?
I want a cloak so I can hide my head.
Well, what I'm thinking is I let you use my cloak for the duration of this, because I will cast Alter Self on myself to change my appearance.
All right. I put it on and I hide me pigeon under it.
So it's a long gray cloak with a hood. So it's fairly nondescript, just a traveling kind of cloak. The ends are a little worn. It's been through a lot, but it is clean.
And it hides me. That's all I need. I need to be hidden.
All right, in moments, you're out on the streets of Magnamar. The city is already bustling in the early morning with people traveling to and fro. The sounds of hawkers in the streets, wagons rolling by. But you do notice, even in the short time you've been here, this seems a bit busier. There's a lot of traffic that seems to be moving in a westerly direction for the city.
As we get closer to where this is supposed to take place, I'd like to move kind of somewhere out of the line of sight of most people, somewhere dark, that I might use my Alter Self spell.
All right, so you're all kind of making your way down. Cade, wearing a cloak, feeling freshly cleaned and shaven. Solomon's bulk still covered beneath his cloak. You see Irda, she just briefly steps into the shadows. When she steps back out, you see she looks like...
I look slightly shorter than my normal 6 feet, almost 6 feet tall. I appear to be about 5'5". I've got kind of mousy-ish brown hair, curly, and I have a smattering of freckles across my nose. I appear to be wearing basic, just common citizen clothing, simple dress, little apron. So just a cute little young woman, fairly unassuming looking.
If you hadn't seen her do this before, if you hadn't seen right where she went, you'd have no idea who this was. But she comes out as this unassuming, smaller woman. Soon you all make your way through the bustling streets. You pick up little snatches of chatter
people are talking about the announcement that the Lord Mayor is going to make. Apparently there have already been criers that have gone throughout the city in the early morning hours, and there's a large crowd that's moving toward the center of the city. You're kind of bustled and jostled along.
Keep moving with the crowd.
Don't we need... So when we get there, what's our plan? Are we keeping an eye out for 7 people?
Well, anybody making movements toward the Lord Mayor, I'm going to find a good spot where I have a clear vantage point, where I can see most directions, since I have fairly good sight, and I hope to see if I can spot anyone in the crowd that looks nefarious or like they're up to something.
Okay. All right, as you get closer and closer, you see you're actually headed toward the main amphitheater of the city. There are already crowds, there are hundreds that are forming, and as you look ahead, and I'll kind of give you an angle, sort of a wide angle here, you see this massive stone edifice of an amphitheater halfway around. It's got a huge eagle carved in the center of it. And there are already guards stationing themselves along battlements aside the amphitheater. You see soldiers with bow and arrow standing at each place, with others that are sort of scouting through the crowd. You see several armored guards on all sides and a central podium. And you see the Lord Mayor waddling slowly, step by step, as he heads up on top of the podium. The crowd is really buzzing sort of with energy. You're able to press your way close enough to get a good line on what's happening. And you see as he gets to the top of the stairs, he clears his throat. There's a guy standing at the base of the stairs. He is dressed in fine livery. He's got what looks like a lute in one hand, but then he's also holding some sort of a cube in his other hand. And he shouts out, "Hear ye! Lord Mayor Goroboros is speaking!" And as he says so, he strums, and several notes come from the lyre. You hear this fanfare that comes. And as he does this, it kind of reverberates through the entire area.
As I push my way through the crowd, in my disguise, I'm also going to use my performance abilities, and I'm just going to, "Excuse me, can you move through? I'm trying to get a closer look. As you can see, I'm having a hard time seeing over your heads. You're all very tall. Excuse me."
So you kind of push through the crowd as the fanfare continues. The crowd kind of moves. "Oh, thank you for the cheer, Cavaliers. Very much appreciated." You manage to move your way closer and closer, so I'm going to put you up here. You see there's a fountain, and the fountain is surrounded by several people already. There is water flowing in the fountain. You see the mayor is kind of settling himself atop and kind of settling his girth as he does so. So you guys see Irda press forward through the crowd. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna kind of...
I want to try and make my way to the front.
Yeah, I'm gonna slip my way like around here. To, like,
all right, go ahead and move your mini over there. All right, and then let's do the same for yours, Cade, wherever you want to be.
I'll go over here.
Okay, and lastly, Solomon, where are you going?
I'm sticking with Ixon and trying to get towards the.
All right, so go ahead and move.
Front.
All right, so for our viewers over here, you have Ixon and Cade.
Solomon.
Or Solomon and Cade. Thank you. You have Irda.
Ixon and Solomon.
You have Irda here, and then you have Cade right here on this side of the fountain. You kind of press through. You smell the sweaty flesh. There's still some wind coming off of the bay. It carries this, the scent of salt, offal of the city, O-F-F-A-L, offal of the city. You can still smell in the air. And the Lord Mayor clears his throat, and you see he's holding a similar cube in his hand. He says, "Listen, peoples! This is your Lord Mayor. I have an announcement to make." Listen, no! Quiet down! Quiet down!
You heard the man. Can it?
Attend to me. I wish to tell all peoples, my guardsmen and my loyal subjects, we have foiled a nefarious plot. There were those who sought, by killing some peasants, to get to me, your Lord Mayor, for the taking of my life and my finery.
As he's speaking, I'm scanning the crowd, looking for anybody, looking for any unusual movement.
Okay, all right. All of you go ahead and roll perception check.
As this is happening,
23.
I lean over to Ixon and I just say,
10.
I don't like the idea of
21.
I got an 8.
Okay, 23, 10, 21, 8. All right, and you were saying what, Solomon?
I don't like the idea of him getting credit, let's say, for killing the witch.
I know, that's why I don't mind if he dies, to say the least. He's a slime ball.
Oh, gracious.
I'm thinking maybe we show the people that he's lying.
All right, as you're looking around, it's very difficult to spy anything unusual. The crowd is moving.
I look at the guards.
The guards are quite vigilant. As I said, you see there are among the guardsmen both those who have the bows with them, but there are also specific, you can see them as you're being so observant, spotters here and here. They're just looking out over the crowd. They're clearly on high alert.
Alright.
The mayor continues. There were some newcomers that aided. I gave them invite. Are you here today?
Oh, I don't want to make myself
I walk
known.
forward.
As you say, yeah, I walk forward with Ixon.
Oh no, I'm not.
I'm staying right where I am,
I'm
just keeping
staying
an
right
eye
where
on
I am.
everything.
I don't want to die today.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, go ahead and move those two figures forward, please. As you approach, you see the guards. They tense up beside you.
As I do that,
Oh man, this is where the DM really gets scared what's coming out of Vixen's mouth next.
No. I just I do an iron skin potion.
Okay, all right. So you kind of quaff a potion as you step forward. The guards notice this, and they kind of orient themselves towards you. Their spears out. Lord Mayor Garabarus, he kind of squints down. Yeah, there, you there. He kind of motions. A couple of the guards clear away the crowd, and Solomon and Ixon, you're now front and center. He says, there are two of them. What did you? Your friend? Are your friends here?
No, we have come to accept the offering, or the compensation.
We had a
for that.
disagreement among ourselves, and Ixon and I are here to collect our reward.
Well, I thought to give each of you 6,000 gold.
Go! I hear this.
And thanks. So I
Huzzah!
suppose I should just give the two of you the 12.
Yes.
Let it never be said that Lord Mayor Garabarus is not a generous man where particularly his life is concerned. But the pirate, I guess it's
He
lost.
doesn't really care about his money.
The message, fine. So, here, and he motions at two of his guards. You see they have 4 sacks. And they come walking forward and they hand 2 sacks to Solomon and 2 sacks to Ixon.
They're gonna pay.
Thank you, sir. And I sling them over my back and kind of smile at the crowd.
He says, thanks are mine to give for what you have done, but there's actually... Shut up! He yells over at kind of a loud member of the crowd to his left. There's more.
What else is there?
He looks over. Your voice kind of carries across. I could use the help of the 4 if you will aid. I think what is happening here may be in some way connected to the silence coming from Fort Rannick. We've heard nothing
in weeks from our fort. And I can't spare the soldiers now, so I would pay you double this sum if you will investigate this for me.
And I hear this.
We will,
I hear what he has to say. I just ain't showing me face.
I like it, Dixon. Well,
Should be
we'll have
thinking
to.
about
We'll take a look, sir.
And beyond these things, just I appreciate the gratitude of the peoples who have recognized what a sovereign I have been in this city. And there shall be a feast in my honor on the morrow, and you are all welcome to wish that you were there. And I will, I will take my my retiring now. But for you, he motions back towards Solomon Nixon. Investigate Fort Rannoch. Tell me what you find if there's more of this nonsense that you speak of, and I will reward you handsomely. And I will just tell the woman that came seeking the pirate that he was not here. And he turns and he steps down. He steps down off the. Sorry, what?
May I make an announcement real quick to the people on your behalf?
Make a diplomacy check, please.
Let me use this. 27.
I'm a bit more cautious a man than that. To let my people be addressed by one I don't know, but you are clearly one of noble birth, and perhaps the most sensible of those you were with. I will allow you, but mind you, he points up at the guys with the arrows. Do not speak ill against me.
Oh, I have no intention of doing so, good sir. And
So
I turn to the crowd and I say, "People of Magnamar, let it be known that the generosity of Lord Mayor Barabbas? Something? The generosity of the Lord Mayor is as astounding as his wealth, and the heroes of Sandpoint thank him." And then that's it. I turn back to Ixon and leave with my 2 sacks of gold.
He nods. What's that? Huzzah! 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 Guards, let's clear the streets. Let's plan the feast for the morrow. He kind of staggers
Do I
down the
see where
steps.
he goes? Because I want to meet the mayor in the darkness.
I wanna.
I gotta find out about
watching.
this woman.
I want to continue watching and see if there's anybody in particular watching, like continuing to watch the mayor as
So go ahead
the
and
crowd
make another
disperse.
perception check for me, please.
I go. I see where he goes. I follow.
That is a 33.
All right. As you're looking, you do see there was a figure. Let me bring back up the battle can here. And by the way, for our viewers, please disregard the references about another raffle. That's just my Cloudbot having fun with itself right now. I will get that fixed before the next session. But we already gave the mini away at the break, and congrats to Pat66 who got the mini. Irda, as you're looking, you don't see anything, but then at the last moment, your eye catches, and you see a figure in dark robes. It was kind of hiding behind this tree, and he catches your eye looking at him, and he disappears into the crowd behind the amphitheater.
All right. I'm gonna just kind of watch the direction he's going, and follow him at a bit of a distance, just to try to kind of see where he's heading to. I don't want to give myself away.
All right, so you try to move your way through the crowd. Cade, you see the Lord Mayor as he comes down. He's surrounded by his guards. The gentleman standing next to him once again strums his lute, and all, like, just from one strum of the lute, all of these fanfare sounds come out from around.
What do I say? Oh, I'm still in disguise. Oh, Lord Mayor. Lord Mayor. I need to speak with the Lord Mayor.
All right, so as you try to get closer, the crowd begins to quiet and disperse. Cade, you're pressing your way toward the Lord Mayor. Ixon and Solomon, you have your 2 heavy sacks of gold. What are the 2 of you doing?
I give a sack of gold to Irda.
You can't get to her, so she's all the way across the pavilion. You can just sort of make her out. You see she's winding her way, still in her smaller
see.
disguised form. Yes.
Didn't he just give the gold to them, but he had other gold for us?
No, he gave both.
Yeah,
No.
so he said he had 6,000
Gold for-
gold for each of you. So instead, he just gave 12,000 to the 2 of them.
Oh, so they could.
They each have 2 sacks.
They can.
Oh.
Good.
If they want. I'm not giving Cade nothing.
You see Irda disappearing through the bushes here, pursuing something. You get closer to the mayor.
Before I
Right.
head off too far, while I'm still within messaging range of whoever's closest, I'm like, I see a figure that was watching from the shadows. I am trying to figure out who it is and what is going on.
So, Cade, you would be the one close enough to hear that.
Can I speak back?
Yeah,
Oh,
you can reply.
okay. I just gotta ask the mayor something, and then I'll meet back up with you.
And then I do another message. You might want to let the other 2 know, so that we can meet up.
Back at
I'm
the-
trying to stay at a distance.
Where do we meet up?
Cast message again. Let us meet by the sharpened spoon.
Oh man, that bad rum.
Better than the body winch.
All right.
They have bad rum. That's awesome. Yes, exactly, Pat66. All right, so you bustle your way through the crowd. You're messaging back and forth in your head. The guards that are standing next to the Lord Mayor, they stiffen and they level their spears at you. Be on your way, rabble.
No, I'm sorry, sir. I need to speak with this mayor.
The mayor stops. He looks across.
It's Cade. It's Cade. It's
That's,
Captain Cade Cardinal, sir.
that's you, the drunk pirate.
I'm not drunk right now, sir. I just have a question.
Well, I'm not giving any more gold.
Oh, no. I had a question about the woman.
Well, now you show up. Where were you before?
I'm always
You missed my
curious
speech.
about the woman.
You missed my speech.
No, sir. Sir, I was there the whole
I'm
time.
inspiring, and
Sir!
the
they
people
want-
were mesmerized
Sir,
by my
I'm okay.
oratory.
Sir.
And
Sir, I'm on the list also. I'm trying to keep in disguise. Just tell me about the woman and be on your way.
fine. She was a pretty thing.
Oh, yay, better than the body wench women.
Well, you've been to the body wench.
Yes.
She was said she knew you from Sandpoint and a Malo or a Miso.
Oh, Miko!
That might have been it.
She's here?
She said she had something for you.
Ooh, buddy.
I knew she was a part of the 7 the whole time. You're gonna die.
Oh, no, I don't want to die.
Oh, that was metagaming.
She
Whoops.
she said something about the docks.
The what?
The docks.
Oh, the dog.
All right, be on your way. He kind of waddles off into the crowd.
Okay.
All right, Irda, you dart around the corner. Roll d20 for me again.
And I'm trying to be stealthy. So.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay. What am I adding to this?
This is your perception.
Okay, so that's perception. 28.
Okay. As you come around the corner, again, same thing. You just narrowly catch a fragment of a robe that flaps in the wind as he sprints between 2 houses deeper into the city.
All right. I will keep following a little further at the distance just to see if I can catch who this is, or at least make out more of the figure.
All right. You kind of cautiously, but as hastily as you can, try to move through the houses, following this elusive figure. Cade, what are you doing?
Do I see Ixon and Solomon?
Yeah, they're right over your shoulder. You see
I
their.
head over to them.
All right, you guys see Cade come walking over.
All right, Irja said to meet up at the Sharpened Spoon. So I say we go there and wait for her. And give me gold, please. Somebody. Solomon, sir, I was by your side and praying for you. I had my pigeon dancing in the wind for you.
Solomon takes one of the sacks and
You're a good.
haphazardly tosses it to Cade.
Yeah, Cade, it's a thunk. It hits you. It's like a lead weight. It's a ton of gold in this sack.
Then I
I knew you were
hand
me
it to
good
Kate.
mate. You were me good mate, sir.
All
We're
right.
best pals.
All right, Ixon, what are you doing?
How much gold?
Just observing.
6
Yo, huzzah!
Not really doing anything.
Okay. All right, so you see all this happen. Irda, as you dart around the corner, you pull up. You see the figure in the cloak has stopped and is standing in the sort of the shadows between the two buildings.
All right. Are there people still around in this area, or is it just me and him?
You look around, you see people milling off on the sides, but you've stopped in sort of a cool, shaded area between two buildings. There's just the two of you here. He looks like he's a pretty good-sized man beneath the robe.
Can I, does he look familiar at all to me, or is he some strange person that I've never seen before?
I see you be staring at me, lass. You know me well. He pulls back his hood, and you see the captain, his flowing black mane beneath his chin.
I drop my alter self, so I appear to be Irda in front of him.
Right. I knew it was you. I saw you when you went in the alley. I've been following you all morning. Your tricks are mighty fine, but it's difficult to disguise a beauty like yourself.
Well, I did not expect to see you again so soon, Blackbeard.
Did you not then? Then I found your note. I knew
glad-
you wished to be speaking with me, and you and
I do.
we need to have a conversation about your mate Cade.
Yes.
And that's where
I
we're going to
think-
stop for tonight.
This is good.
Okay.
Ixon is happy.
All right, so we're going to end there. Hey, thank you so much. We appreciate all of our viewers. I don't know, for some reason our camera that was freezing a little bit earlier decided to play nice for the last 25 minutes of the stream. It is just some sort of arcane magicry that needs to be placed upon it each time. But it was a fun session today. I really appreciate all the chats. It's good to see Shane O'Mac back in regular with us. We know you've had a rough few weeks, and thank you to all of you. 2 DMs, as soon as I start naming folks, I'm going to forget, but 2 DMs and Pat66, and we had all of our support today from Captain Redbeard. Even though I let him down on the roll in the middle. Pat had not only the win on the mini, but had the great idea that mini will be featured in an upcoming Blue Box stream as an important character. In fact, I've already got some ideas before that mini goes to him. So you will have a mini that is not only custom painted in London, but also has been featured in a Blue Box stream. So watch for that. But a really, really good time today, and I appreciate everybody. So of course, as always, as we wrap up, a couple of things I want to make some announcements. One, if you haven't seen it already, make sure you're following us on Instagram. Evelyn, if you would, go ahead and drop our Discord link in the sub chat.
Got it.
If you're a subscriber, and you're not in our Discord yet, you need to be. We've got some really fun stuff that's happening in the coming weeks. This channel is just going to continue to level up and level up. We've got great partners, and we have some great ideas. So it's going to be a lot of fun. In that Discord channel, you get not only all the updates, you get sort of behind-the-scenes things, upcoming conferences and conventions that we're going to be part of. You get the preview of the Riven Realm work that's being done. And, of course, we're going to be actively working on our new Greyhawk campaign in the coming weeks. And you'll see a lot of that unfolding inside that Discord channel. So follow that Discord and click that link if you're a sub. If you're not a sub, please sub. We would love to have you. And if you're watching us today and you enjoyed the stream and you haven't followed us yet, we have one question for you. What are you doing? Go ahead and give us a follow. And thank you to all of our friends, sponsors, viewers, and partners in the community. Okay, and I got a DM from Shane O'Mac about a character portrait in Hooter. Oh, I definitely want to see that. That thing was slick. Really, really, really cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We do think it's a fun community, and I promise you it is a community that is about to blow up. We got a lot of good things that are happening right now, so you guys are in the early days, and you can say you remember when Blue Box was 20 viewers, and we're going to be a couple hundred viewers pretty soon. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and do our vote for Stream MVP today, and I think this is going to be a little tougher one. There were a lot of options today. It was a very interesting stream. Let's get through this quickly because I want to have time to do a raid. And so let's start, and we're going to go. Oh, actually, what we're going to do today is we kind of put an arrow in the chat bot, and we are now using only Cloud bot on Slobs. So I'm going to open the poll, and the poll is now open. So you can see in the chat that all you have to do is type exclamation, the word vote all together, exclamation vote, space, and the player name. So it'd be like exclamation vote space Cade, and that will be your vote. But before you vote, Shane O'Mac is already on it. Let's go ahead and let's have Irda.
Does that seem a little confusing?
No, we've done it before.
Oh.
And the instructions are right in the chat. So we're going to go ahead, Irda, and we'll go to Solomon, Ixon, and Cade. Tell us why you should be Stream MVP in 30 seconds or less.
Who did Shane vote for?
All right.
Hey!
Okay.
What?
So, for me today, I think my RP was solid, and my disguise was really good in the crowd, making sure that I could keep an eye out on everybody.
That was clever.
Yeah, and I think just trying to help with the saving of Solomon was a big high point for me today as well.
Good. All right, let's go to you, Solomon. You roleplayed that statue. Dude, you were awesome.
Thank you.
Statue.
The depth that you brought to the stillness, the passive countenance that you just held on to for so long. Fantastic roleplay.
Thank you. Well, there's my MVP hat. No, I was about this close to getting Solomon
What?
dead. But I feel like my roleplay was pretty good this session, and then I had the idea of using the Lord Mayor as bait to see if anyone would come out, which didn't pan out, but then we got 24,000 gold, so I'm glad we went.
That did work out well. Dixon.
I feel like Ixon had a very solid session, roleplay-wise. There were many times where he had his own little monologue that he held on to for some time, which is tough in some circumstances, and he even convinced the high priest of his own flaws within his little religious community, and then just his how he dealt with Solomon, and he does make dumb decisions, but every once in a while he can bounce back from it and show his grace, the little bit that he has, and I feel like his consistency is just.
Yeah, and I like to, there's always fun moments for me, and I would have to say, I got a couple clips of it, the monologue in the temple with the priest. I think that was one of your best roleplay moments in the campaign. That was well done. All right, let's go to you, Cade.
Me roleplay is always on point. Yes. And let's see. I was really worried about me best mate, Solomon. So, and then held on to me pigeon. Pigeon's my best mate right now. And then, I wanted me gold. And so I thought we should go to the town square. But I didn't want to get killed. So I got on a disguise. And then I really wanted to find out what the woman wanted with me. Because I like women. So I went and met the mayor secretly. And that's the end. But that's why you should vote for me, because, you know, a vote for Cade is always a vote for a good time.
Well, that sounds a bit suggestive. All right, so the polls are now officially open. Go ahead and type exclamation point, the word vote, space, and the player name, and choose your MVP. We already have one vote in for Cade today, and that is from Shane O'Mac. We have another vote in for Cade.
Hey, 2 DMs. Huzzah!
Can players vote for other players?
Yes, players may vote for other players. And then also it is interesting, though, 2 DMs, it was a bit sardonic. His comment for why he voted for you was that you did, in fact, want to make the Lord Mayor look like himself. And that was one of the more interesting role-play moments in the campaign. All right, we have a vote for Irda. We have a vote for Ixen. We have another vote for Ixen. So, pulling back up my handy cloudbot, I believe we have a 2-2 tie. We do. We have 2 votes for Cade. We have 2 votes for Ixen. The Irda vote. Okay, yeah, you did. I vote Irda, Pat66. You have to do exclamation point vote, all one word, for that to register.
This is so hard.
Exclamation point vote. It's not that hard.
Sorry.
Everybody else got it?
I just like doing one name.
Exclamation point vote, all one word, space, and the player name. So we have vote Cade, vote Ixen, vote Irda, or vote Solomon. And we'll give this just another moment or two. There's the vote for Irda. That came from the player for Ixen. And that's Cade's campaign slogan, exactly. A vote for Cade is a vote for a good time. Normally it's a vote for rum, but today it was a vote for a good time. We have 3 for Ixen. We're going to give it a few more seconds here before we close off the MVP vote. So we're going to say, there's another vote for Irda. It's close, 2-3-2. Solomon, man, no love for you today.
Vote for Cade!
So we will go 10 more seconds and then we'll close it off.
Cade!
9,
Cade!
8,
Cade!
7,
Cade!
6,
Cade!
5.
Cade!
No worries, Pat. 4,
Cade!
3,
Cade!
2, 1. All right, and there it is. Your winner is Ixen. The poll closes. Ixen is today's stream MVP.
Wait, no, it
it's a
should be
tie.
it should be 3-3. They misspelled Irda's name. Pat 66.
No, but he got it, or he got it. He.
No.
Oh, wait.
No,
no.
Pat misspelled my
Yeah,
name.
he
Yeah.
misspelled.
Well, okay, so he got it. Well, then who are the 2 that she has? She has.
She has
I
me
have-
and Ethan DV Games. and Pat 66.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it
so
is
I
a
have 3.
3-3 tie. We need a tiebreaker. Thank you. I don't know. We're no problems, Pat. We know your phone's acting up. So if there are any other viewers on, if you can throw a vote either for Ixen or for Irda to settle the tie. In these situations, the DM will settle ties if he has to. 2 DMs said Ixen. Ethan, Evie, no, your vote does not count twice. 2 DMs, had you voted earlier? Let me see. Yeah, you did. You voted for Cade. So on the tiebreaker, you have switched your vote to Ixen. We'll see if anyone else is doing a drop. Hey, 2 DMs also, go ahead and drop a link to your podcast in the chat as well. I want to make sure everybody has access to that. Rory and Brent, great guys. We love having you in there.
Did Camelise vote?
Roll a d6.
Where are
if-
you, Camelise?
2 DMs was saying that he was honest. He was not changing his vote to them.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Okay, so then let's go ahead and do this. Let's have a d20 roll. This is all old school stuff here. So
Okay.
it's a single d20 showdown, Ixen and Cade.
Oh!
Or no, Ixen and Irda. I'm sorry,
Oh.
Ixen and Irda. A roll off
What happened to you
on
scallywags?
3,
Camelise.
2, and 1. Roll.
19.
7.
All right, Ixen is our stream MVP today after a bit of controversy. Thank you again so much to everybody. We appreciate your support. And stay with us on Discord. And also watch for Wednesday. We have our brand new Lore Masters Arcanum. So we'll be appearing every Wednesday night, and we'll be doing lore, DM chats, mini painting, world building. You're going to have some interviews with some really cool folks. Lore Masters Arcanum on Wednesday nights. We have a regular broadcasting stream now. Thank you so much to our own Irda/Evelyn/Marthaliel/Theater Evie for all that she has done. And we are going to raid. And our raid here today, I think, let me look at it again and refresh this. I Make sure we pick the right one. Our raid, and if you can hang on with them for just a second, is going to go to Dice of the Beholder. So let's give these guys a raid, and we will kind of push up their viewers. And thank you so much, everybody. Raid is in 4, 3, 2, 1. Raid. Bye-bye, everybody.